Rick Weaver with Lou Prickmer and Henry Barrow back at a jam-packed, sunny Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri.
Waiting for the opening kickoff of the 1972 season opener.
We are waiting for the official's whistle at Canaroo. Waving with his hands on his hips. Now he gets the whistle. Here we go. He's forward. He gets the toe into it. It's off down the near side and bounces into the end zone, out of the end zone. No run back, a touchback, and the Dolphins will bring it out and put it in play at our 20-yard line. So setting the offense for Miami for you. Warfield and Briscoe, the wide receivers. The tight end Marv Fleming, Greasy the quarterback. Forrest and Bronca, the running back. Linemen, Moore and Evans the tackles. Stukenberg and Little the guards, and Weiner at center. Defensively, for the Chiefs, Upshaw, Culp, Buchanan, and Brown across the front line. Bell, Lanier, and Lynch, the linebackers. Marcellus and Thomas, the quarterbacks, and Reardon and Journey out of safety. Briscoe splits off to the near side. Dolphins first down. At our 20-yard line. Forrest and Bronca to split back behind Greasy. Here's the handoff. Murphy bounces off the top line, goes the other way. Gets the 20 turn, 25. 30 out of bounds on the far side of the field. The play was coming to the near side. The hole was jammed. The Forrest just split off the group of tacklers.
Reversed his field and picks up what could be a first down. It is a first down for the Dolphins. They put it down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line. 11 yards for Morris.
Rick, if Kansas City stays in that defense we saw there on that first play, we're going to have a hard time running that ball. They're putting Big Buchanan right over the center and putting the linebackers right in between the gaps.
All right, Warfield puts to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Jim Kick is now in the offensive backfield. Butch and Sundance in there for the Dolphins. They set in the eye and behind Greasy. First down Miami from our 31. Here is Greasy dropping straight back to throw. He fires to the near side. It is dropped and almost intercepted by Bobby Bell, the left side linebacker coming across. Greasy got a pretty good rush, but Briscoe was about 5 yards upfield where the ball came down, and had Bell intercepted, he would have gone into the end zone unmolested, but he couldn't hold on to the football. Greasy was way off the mark on that one. He got a good rush, and Bell was the man coming across, the strong side linebacker to the near side. He was the only man near the football, and the ball eluded his grasp. It'll be a second down and 10. Dolphins ball from our 31-yard line. Warfield and Briscoe set as double wide receivers to the near side. Kick and Zonka are the split back in behind Greasy. Thousands of balloons have been released here, and some of them may get into the action. Here's the handoff. Zonka is jammed up at the line of scrimmage trying to go over the left side. He might have lost a yard. Buck Buchanan and Curly Culp, the two tackles, were the first two men to insert their poundage and close that gap. He did lose a yard. The ball is at the 30-yard line. We've got balloons all over the place.
Rick, this defense at Kansas City is just saying, come on, I dare you to throw the ball. They're not going to give them the run. They've really got all the defensive men bunched up there, plugging up all the holes. They just seem to be saying, throw it.
All right, we've got a third down 11. Miami's ball at our 30-yard line. Morris has been the principal carrier so far. Kick is a slot man right. Briscoe splits to the near side. Warfield out to the far side. Greasy on third and 11. He cocks the throw. The ball is knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Marvin Upshaw, the defensive left end. It was hard. Briscoe was cutting across the middle, and Kick was deep. As to determine who the intended receiver was, Greasy got the pass away, batted down at the line of scrimmage, and that's all the farther it went. So we get the punting situation on fourth down. We've got Larry Marshall, number 22, along with Ed Podolak, number 14, back as the deep man to field his punt. The line of scrimmage, the Dolphins 30, Larry Seipel with a 40.1 average last year stands back at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. Dolphins unable to move the football against the Chiefs. Here is the punt. He gets the beauty out of there. Nice high spiral, hangs it up. It is grabbed by Marshall, back at the Chiefs' 28. He gets to the 30, to the 31, to the 32, and he's gang tackled there, swarmed over by white jerseys. And Curtis Johnson was the first man down on the Dolphins specialty team to make the stop. They put it at the 31, a return of 3 yards. Setting the Chiefs for you offensively now. Elmo Wright, number 17, and Otis Taylor, 89, are the wide receivers. Morris Stroud, 88, is the tight end. Lenny Dawson, 16, the quarterback. Podolak, number 14, and Wendell Hayes, 38, of the running back. Interior line, Tyrer and Hill are the tackles. Buddy and Moorman the guards, and Rudney is the center. We'll set the Dolphins defense for you in just a moment. Elmo Wright and Otis Taylor are split double wide receivers off to the far side. In the eye, Podolak and Hayes, and behind Dawson. Chiefs ball, first down from the 31-yard line. Here comes Podolak in motion left side. Hand off to Hayes. Inside, and he's cracked and dropped at the 32-yard line. Nick Bonacani put the shoulder into him and upended him after a gain of a yard. Dolphins defense, Vern Denherter. Number 83, Bill Stansel, 84. On the defensive end, Manny Fernandez, 75. Jim Dunaway, 78 are the tackles. Left to right linebacker, strong side, 59. Doug Swift. In the middle, Bonaconte, number 85. On the weak side, 57. Mike Colin. The cornerbacks are Tim Foley, 25. Curtis Johnson, 45. And the safeties are Jake Scott, 13. And Dick Anderson, number 40. Second down to 9. Chiefs ball at their 32-yard line. Dawson drops to throw his first pass. Fakes right, throws left. Screen. Hayes got it. 30, 35. Loses the tackler. 40 up the near side. 45 and out of bounds. At the 50-yard line is Wendell Hayes. 18 yards as Dawson pumped right and threw the screen to the near side. And they pick up a first down. The ball is just inside the Kansas City side of the 50. We'll call it their 49-yard line. Dawson completed 10 screens against the Dolphins last year in that Christmas Day game.
Rick, it looked as if Miami just pulled a blank on that. It looked as if the offensive line was releasing our defensive line, but they paid no attention to it. Still kept coming in, and Hayes was out there going around it.
The linesman moves the ball up to the 50-yard line, so that's where they'll begin this sequence from. They set in a triple I, a full house backfield. Taylor split right, and Elmo right to the near side. Now Stroud moves out of the full house and moves to the tight end spot to the right side. Here's the handoff. Podolak dredges, waits for the middle. The ball, Dolphins have got it. It's still loose at the 43 in Dolphin territory. Miami recovers. Podolak was really split, and Jake Scott gobbled up that wet watermelon seed, which bounced around a couple of times. So the Dolphins take some momentum away from the Chiefs on a recovered fumble. And the Dolphins have it with a first down at our 43-yard line. The lineup offensively and defensively remain the same. There is the first turnover of the ball game.
Rick, I talked about emotion. Something like this could really turn on this Miami team right now.
All right, Warfield flips to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Mercury Morris is back in with Zonka as the split backs behind Greasy, who is 0 for 2 in the forward passing department thus far. From the Dolphins 43, long count at the line of scrimmage. Handoff, Zonka, big hole in the middle across the 50 into KC territory. Down at the 48-yard line by Willie Lanier. Number 63, the 6-year veteran from Morgan State, the middle linebacker. And that is going to be close, maybe a little bit shy, by about a yard of a first down. Ball is down at the Kansas City 48, the Dolphins' first penetration of the afternoon. Henry? Well, apparently Henry has nothing to say. Thought I heard a click of my earphone. Warfield is split off the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Morris and Zonka in behind Greasy. Greasy hands to Morris. Fumble on the ball, and it's loose. Dolphins have recovered. Upfield at the 35-yard line. There was another hot potato. Morris never did have the handle on that football as he hit the hole on the left side. The ball squirted ahead, and the fellow who fell on it was the tight end, Marv Fleming. So the Dolphins pick up a first down as the Chiefs had their hands on it, couldn't hold it loose on the turf, and Fleming comes up with a recovered fumble. First down, Dolphins at the Chiefs 35. Henry?
Rick, what we wanted to tell you was that the Dolphin offensive line, when they were on the bench, was meeting with the backs and the coaches this time to work out those holes.
All right, Warfield splits left. Let's go to the near side. Morris and Zonka split in behind Greasy. First down from the Chiefs 35-yard line. Greasy at the line of scrimmage. Hands to Zonka. Follows Power blocking over the left side and gets about 4 down to the 31-yard line. He's dropped by Wilbur Young, big number 99, who is now in the ball game. Young and Aaron Brown in on the tackle. Young will play either tackle or defensive end. He's a second-year man from William Penn, 6'6", 285. You want to know where William Penn is? It's in Iowa. And Dolphin defensive end, Vern Denherter, played in that same small college league at Central of Iowa. Put the ball at the 32. It'll be second down and 7. Dolphins at the Chiefs 32-yard line. We have no score. 10 minutes, 7 seconds to go in this first quarter. Warfield to the far side, Briscoe to the near side. Morris and Zonka split in behind Greasy on second down and 7. Greasy hands to Zonk, sweep to the left, gets the corner turn, 30, 25, down to the 24 and out of bounds on the far side of the field. Goes Larry Zonka. Curly Culp pursuing on the play. Got Zonka, but not before he gets the first down at the Chiefs' 24-yard line.
Jim Lank is really coming through down there playing that center position. He just knocked Buck Buchanan right flat on his back on that play.
Langer winning the starting center spot away from veteran Bob DeMarco a couple of weeks ago, a 3-year man from South Dakota State at 6'2", 250, and played a year previous to coming with the Dolphins with the Cleveland Browns. Wilbur Young Buck Buchanan, Curly Culp, and Brown are the defensive forwards. Zonka slot man right, Briscoe split right, Warfield to the far side. Here's Greasy on first down, back to throw, fires. It is caught by Briscoe inside the 10, and he's down at the 9-yard line. Briscoe on a post pattern for the near side hash mark, came down, hooked into the middle, caught the ball, and was down immediately at the Chiefs' 9-yard line. Mike Sensabaugh now playing at the safety man spot for the Chiefs, made the containment on the play. Briscoe was down, and Sensabaugh fell on top of him. That, of course, is good for another first down. The Dolphins have a first and goal at the Chiefs' 9-yard line. 8 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in this first quarter. No score, but Greasy has the ball club on the move. Briscoe splits left. Warfield sets as a slot man left, along with Mercury Morris. Zonka in behind Greasy. First and goal from the Chiefs' 9-yard line. Greasy up under center. Marks those signals. Hands off to Zonka. He is going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage on a blitz by Jim Lynch from the right side linebacker spot, and is dropped back at about the 14-yard line. Lynch was blitzing from the right side that time and just overpowered the blocker and grabbed Zonka around one leg and rode him to the turf for a 5-yard loss back at the 14.
There's nothing the blocker can do on a play like that. Kuchenberg came out, and there was no way that he could get to Lynch. Lynch completely beat him. He didn't figure on he was going to shoot any gap.
Second down and goal. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 14-yard line. Dolphins moving toward the east end zone to our right. Warfield splits left. Briscoe to the near side. Morris and Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy. Waiting for the snap from center. Drops to throw. Now rolls out to his right. He is looking. He fires in the end zone for Briscoe. Touchdown, Dolphins! Briscoe got inside. Sensabaugh, the free safety, right down here in the corner, and Greasy hit him with a perfect pass, and the Dolphins draw first blood. That a 14-yard touchdown pass from Bob Greasy, his first of the season. He led the league in touchdown passes last year with a total of 19, and the Dolphins have marched from our 43-yard line, a 56-yard drive in 7 plays. Earl Morrow will hold, and Yepremian will try the point from placement. 7:38 left to go in the first quarter. This drive keyed by that recovered fumble by Jake Scott. Here's the snap, set down, the kick is up, and it is perfect. 7 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Dolphin football action continues from Kansas City with a score, the Dolphins 7 and the Chiefs nothing. There's a red balloon just bounced on the field. The Dolphins just drove 53 yards, 7 plays. Greasy hit Briscoe with a 14-yard touchdown pass. We're on the board, 7-0 with 7:38 left to go in the first period. Podolak deep off to the far side. Larry Marshall deep down the near side. Here's Yepremian's kick. He gets it high, and it's deep at the goal line. Taken by Marshall. Out to the 5, 10, up to the 15, to the 20, and he runs into a wall of tacklers right at the 21-yard line, and he is smeared. A return of 21 yards by Larry Marshall, who normally plays at a defensive back spot. Lloyd Mumford, the captain of the Dolphins specialty team, down to make the initial hit. So the Chiefs will start from their 21. They had a drive going until a fumble by Podolak. Earlier in this quarter, Scott recovered at the Dolphins' 43, and it took Greasy 7 plays to get into the end zone. The Dolphins were able to establish a running game in that drive where they were not in the opening sequence of the ball game. Len Dawson, the quarterback, he has that full house stacked backfield with Stroud, the big tight end who is 6'10", set in right behind him. Now he sets off to the right side. Taylor is split right. Elmo right to the near side. Here is the handoff. Wendell Hayes, he hits the middle, and he is cracked. He is whipsawed by Jim Dunaway, the 10-year veteran from Ole Miss. Number 78, the Dolphins' right side defensive tackle. An acquisition during the offseason from the Buffalo Bills, and you could feel that one all the way up here. They give him a gain of a yard at the 22. It'll be second down and 9.
Nick Montacani was right in on that tackle, right on top of Dunaway, Rick. He's really having himself a game so far this day.
The Dolphins, before this ball game, activated offensive tackle Doug Poussin and placed number 1 draft choice Mike Cadiz on the taxi squad. Taylor splits right sets as a slot man to the right side. The running back in behind Dawson are Hayes and Podolak, second and 9. Here's the fake draw play in the middle. Podolak, a big hole, 25, 30, breaks outside, 35, 40. Curtis Johnson rides him down at the Chiefs' 45-yard line. Great trap blocking up front, 44 yards. For Podolak. Let's check that and make it 24 yards. I couldn't read the statistician's writing. 24 yards. Podolak breaks one for a first down up to the Chiefs' 46.
And I'll tell you that center, Jack Rudney, really put a good block on Nick that time. Nick went with that fake, and he just set himself up so Rudney could take him right out of the way.
All right, Taylor out of the huddle. Puts to the far side. Elmo Wright comes to the near side. They set in that full house, stacked backfield. Here is Dawson throwing the out pattern to Taylor. Gives a hook step to the cornerback and gets about 5 into Dolphins territory on the far side at the 49 before he is knocked off his feet. Gain of about 5 on the play. Just an out pattern to Otis Taylor on the right side. Dick Anderson makes the tackle from his strong safety position for our Dolphins. Second down and 5 to go. Chiefs ball at the Dolphins' 49-yard line. We have 5:14 to go in the first quarter. The Dolphins lead 7-0 on a 53-yard drive. 7 plays, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Greasy to Marlon Briscoe. Out of the huddle they come. They set once again with Stroud in behind Dawson. And Hayes and Podolak in behind him. Now he shifts to the left side. Wright moves left, and Taylor is off to the right side. Here is the pitch to Podolak. Sweep to the left. He's at the 50, down to the 45. Hit and is dropped at about the 44-yard line. That is close to a first down. Tackled by Captain Crunch, the Dolphins' weak side linebacker, 3-year veteran Mike Cullen from Auburn, who really is a sticker. And we're going to get timeout by the officials to bring the chains in for a measurement. The ball at the Dolphins' 44. This will be the Chiefs' deepest penetration of the afternoon. Ed Buddy, the left guard, sprung Podolak that time. They've got a lot of veteran linemen up there in front. Dave Hill, number 10, number 73 is a 10-year veteran at right tackle. Ed Buddy is a 10-year veteran at left guard. Jim Tyler, 12-year veteran at left tackle. They made it by the nose of the football. First down, Chiefs at the Dolphins' 44. 4 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Dolphins lead 7-0 with Len Dawson. An awesome quarterback. When he moves his ball club, has them on the move right now. Podolak last year in that Christmas Day game had one of the most spectacular individual performances I've ever seen with 350 yards total offense. He was a quarterback at Iowa in his college days. Otis Taylor switched to the right, Elmo Wright to the near side. They are set in the full house backfield. Now they split off with Stroud, the tight end, moving to the right side. First down from the Dolphins' 44-yard line. Here's play action. Fake handoff. Flag down. Back to throw. Dawson. He fires the middle. It is caught by Stroud. 25, 20. The 15 run out of bounds at the Dolphins' 15, but there is a flag back upfield. There's a flag back upfield, and let's see who it's going to be against. Holding on the Chiefs, and that will call it back. That pass completion of some 29 yards to the big tight end, Morris Stroud. They not only lose that, but are going to be penalized 15 yards for holding on the pass protection. Let's pause for station identification along the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
You're always a winner when you get your guaranteed used cars at William Lehman Used Cars, 167th Street in North Miami Beach.
WIOD Miami.
Rick Weaver back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The penalty against left guard Ed Buddy for holding on the pass protection for Dawson. And that puts the ball back into Chiefs territory at their 41-yard line. It'll be a first down and 25. Scores of other games, Atlanta leads the Bears third quarter, 31-14. Halftime, Detroit 13, the Giants 10. At the half, Dallas 7, Philadelphia 6. Looking at other ball games, a fourth quarter score, Cincinnati 31, New England 7. We'll give you some more just as soon as time permits. First and 25, Chiefs ball at their 41. They must get down to the Dolphins 34. Here is the handoff. Hayes over the left side, and he is cracked after a short gain. Maybe to the 43. Gain of 2, Mike Cullen. Dolphins great hitter from that weak side linebacker spot makes the tackle. A gain of about 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 23. Other scores, fourth quarter. I guess this is the final now. Pittsburgh 34, Oakland 14. Green Bay in the fourth quarter over Cleveland 26-0. St. Louis and Baltimore 3-3 in the third quarter. So those are the scores. We'll have, for our Miami listeners, our scoreboard show at the conclusion of the broadcast this afternoon. Elmo Wright splits left, Taylor to the far side. Dawson on second and long yardage, back to throw. Now having to scramble. He hits Stroud, the big tight end. Second, Wendell Hayes at the 45, and he's knocked out at the 46-yard line. Hayes was the receiver, and not Stroud, as Dawson was caught forced out of the pocket, forced to scramble to his right side, and got the pass away. Swift in on the stop, along with Tim Foley. That's the gain of about 4 yards. It'll be third down, and we'll call it 19. Bob Matheson, number 53, 6-year veteran from Duke, comes into the Dolphins lineup in a prevent defense as Jim Dunaway goes out. A third down and 20 situation. for the Chiefs. The ball at their 46-yard line. We have 2 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Greasy being keyed off a recovered fumble by Jake Scott at the Dolphins 43. Took his ball club down in 7 plays. Hit Briscoe with a 14-yard touchdown pass. Wright and Taylor both split to the near side. Here is Dawson, hands off on the draw. Podolak through the middle at the 50, cuts to the left. He is hit and ridden to the ground. That's the Dolphins' 47-yard line by Dick Anderson, who got his head and shoulder right into the breadbasket of Mr. Podolak and drove him into the turf. He gets up to the 47-yard line. That is not nearly enough for a first down, so Centerode comes in for a field goal attempt. The ball is at the Dolphin 47. And this is going to be somewhere in the vicinity of a 54-yard attempt. He has kicked a 57-yarder during the preseason. Dawson stays in the hold. The ball was put down at the Chiefs' 46-yard line. Morris goes back to field it. There's a wind, but it's kind of hard to tell from down here where it is, how it's going to affect the kickers. Centerode, a 54-yard attempt. The snap, set down. The kick is blocked by the Dolphins. Picked up by Dawson, and the Dolphins knock him down at the Chiefs' 45-yard line, and that's where we will take over the football. Tim Foley is the man who got in there, and Mumford is the guy who blocked it. Foley is the guy who made the tackle on Dawson to stop him and give the Dolphins the ball at the Chiefs' 45. There is a timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues in Kansas City with a score. Our Dolphins 7 and the Chiefs nothing. Rick Weaver, Lou Creekmer, Henry Barrow back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. That blocked field goal attempt by Mumford. Foley dropped Dawson at the Chiefs' 45. Dolphins have the ball at that point. Let's go down to Henry Barrow.
Our thermometer down here that we found says 120 degrees lying on this surface here, and it's gotten to some of the defensive players. They have their heads wrapped in cold towels, and they're taking oxygen.
The no-name defense has come through twice this far, blocking a field goal attempt and recovering a fumble. Greasy with excellent field position from the Chiefs' 45. Morris and Zonka, the slipbacks, in behind Bob. Here's the fake handoff, drops the throw. He is firing deep, and it is caught by Warfield. He's out of bounds for the first down, down at the 26-yard line on the far side of the field, and Bob hit him with a strike.
And Rick, I'll tell you, those three up there in front, Jim Langer, Kuchenberg, and Larry Little, are really doing a job protecting Bob. They're keeping out that three that we talked about, keeping him out for the entire day.
Okay, the pass completion 19 yards from Greasy to Warfield. Warfield caught the ball along the far sideline over the linebacker dropping and just stepped out of bounds with it at the 26. Out of the huddle now come the Dolphins. First down at the Chiefs' 26. Warfield flips to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Morris and Zonka, the split back, in behind Greasy from the Chiefs' 26-yard line. Dolphins leading 7-0 with 1:38 to go in the first quarter. Hand off to Morris. He is hit trying to come through the right side and drops for a loss. They were waiting for him. Curly Culp, the 5-year veteran left side defensive tackle number 61, makes the stop. Upshaw, Culp, Buchanan, and Young are the defensive front four. Bell, Lanier, and Lynch the linebackers. Marsalis and Thomas the cornerbacks. And Sensabaugh and Kearney are the safeties. A loss of a yard. It'll be second down. And 11. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 27.
A guy like Culp's got to get upset about the blocking that he's had on him by Kuchenberg. He's going to do this every now and then. No getting away from it.
All right, Warfield puts to the far side. Briscoe set in tight this time. Zonka and Morris put in behind Greasy. Second down 11 from the Chiefs' 27. Here's a handoff to Mercury, following Little through a hole left side. 25, takes the tackler. 20, digging, driving, and bucking for yards down inside the 20, down to about the 18-yard line. Goes Mercury Morris, and he was showing the hip and taking it away in rapid succession right there. They mark it down at the 19-yard line. That will be about 3 yards shy of what they need for a first down. Jim Mandich comes in, replaced Briscoe. The two tight ends are in. On the power blocking unit, Aaron Brown comes in at a defensive end, and Upshaw goes out for the Chiefs. The ball is at the Chiefs' 19-yard line is where they put it down. It'll be third down and about 2.5. They set in tight with Morris and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. A big call here for Bob. The Chiefs jump. Flags go down. Here is the handoff going to Zonka inside. He pounds in to about the 15-yard line, which should be good enough for a first down, but the Chiefs were jumping before the ball was snapped, so flags went down on the field.
All this emotion we're talking about, Rick, you know that Bob was staggering that cadence, and he got those guys so anxious there on the defensive line, one of them jumped off. Okay, they're going to put the ball to the forward progress, and the penalty would be down to the 14-yard line, so the Dolphins take the penalty and pick up the first down. On the penalty, Zonka had it anyway on the carry, but they pick up an additional yard on the penalty. So the Dolphins have a first down at the Chiefs' 14-yard line, still moving toward the east end zone. 9 seconds showing on the clock, left to play in the first quarter. Mandich is out, and Briscoe is back in now. Morris, Zonka set in the eye behind Greasy. Briscoe splits to the near side. Greasy up under center from the Chiefs 14 with a first down. Checks that defense, marks the signal, pitches to Mercury. He is stacked up, loses considerable yardage back across the 20. He is found at the 24, and a flag is thrown after the contact had been made, and the ball carrier was on the ground. He ran into his blockers, and jamming up the play was the left side linebacker, Bobby Bell, and he rode Morris back upfield. And I believe it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, a personal foul call against the Chiefs heading after the whistle. There was no hole, and Morris was jammed up. So the Dolphins get a break. There is just 1 second showing on the clock. Well, let's see. They put the ball. I guess they called offsetting penalty. No, they did not. The ball is put down at the 19.
Grabbing the face mask, Rick.
That's a 5-yard penalty this year. That's what the call was. And his progress was halted back at the 24, so they moved the ball back up to the 19-yard line. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it's a first down for the Dolphins. First down at the Chiefs, 19-yard line. Warfield splits left. Briscoe to the near side. Morris and Zucker in behind Greasy. Merck had no room to go to run in that time. Greasy drops the throw. Is being pursued, shakes off a tackler. He's going to try to run out of it, and he gets back to the 22-yard line, and that's all. Wilbur Young contains him there with his 285 pounds, and there is the gun sounding the end of the first quarter of the ball game. That's the end of the first quarter. Dolphin action continues from Kansas City with a score. Our Dolphins 7 and the Chiefs nothing. Let's get down to Henry.
We may not see Nick Bonaconti in the next time the defense is on the field. He is really suffering from this heat, and they're working on him right now.
All right, the ball at the Chiefs 21-yard line. Dolphins lead by a score of 7-0. Second down and 12. Jim Kick will be at one of the running back spots, along with Larry Zonka. We call them in Miami, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Bob Greasy, the quarterback. Warfield and Briscoe, the wide receivers. Marv Fleming, the tight end. Kick and Zonka will be split backs in behind Greasy. Second down and 12 from the Chiefs 21 as the Dolphins are now moving to our left toward the west end zone for this second quarter. Greasy drops to throw. Fires in the end zone for Warfield. It is knocked away and dropped. Did he intercept it? He did. Sensabaugh is the rule by the official that the pass was intercepted right at the goal line. He knocked the ball away from Warfield. Greasy on the snap rolled out to his left, lofted the ball for Warfield, and Sensabaugh played him perfectly. So the interception brings the ball out, and he held onto the ball as he brought out at the 20-yard line. And so Dawson will direct his ball club, moving from our left to our right, toward the east end zone for the second quarter. Dolphins have Scott and Anderson, the safeties, Foley and Johnson, the quarterback. Doug Swift, Nick Bonaconti, Mike Cullen, the linebackers. We get the right, and Otis Taylor split his double wide receivers to the near side. Podolak and Hayes, the running backs. Here's the handoff on the draw. Podolak through the middle, and he lunges forward across the 25 out to the 29-yard line. Doug Swift was the first man to make the tackle from his strong side linebacker position. A gain of 9. It'll be second down and 9. So that Dolphins drive stopped as Greasy had the ball taken away by Sensabaugh from Warfield down at the goal line, and the Chiefs are moving from their 20s. We've just started the second quarter. The Dolphins taking off from a recovered fumble of Podolak. Drove 53 yards in 7 plays in that first quarter with Greasy hitting Briscoe with a 14-yard touchdown pass. Out of the stacked backfield, here is Podolak, sweep to the right. He gets the corner turn, 30, 35, up to the 38-yard line. He more than has the first down. Morris Stroud, the tight end, Wendell Hayes throwing the block. Tim Foley and Dick Anderson from the Dolphins defensive secondary team up to make the stop on the play. Ball at the Chiefs now 38-yard line. 9-yard pickup by Podolak. He has
tremendous power, runs with authority. Jake Scott coming in on defense, coming over from the sidelines, rather on defense, and Dunaway is out. Matheson comes in a prevent-type maneuver for the Dolphins. Otis Taylor puts to the side, Elmo right to the far side. They stack the backfield. Here's Dawson pitching back to Podolak. Sweeps to the left, gets the block, turns the corner, and gets to about the 39-yard line, and that's all. Tackled by Bonacani, who drifted over and blocked off the area and made the stop on the play. A gain of about a yard. It'll be second down and 9. Chiefs football at their 39-yard line. We have 13 minutes, 10 seconds to play before the end of the half. Dolphins out in front, 7-0. What a job this youngster Denherter has done all through the preseason and has won himself a starting job at the Dolphins' left side defensive end, 6'6", 250. Right foot left, Taylor to the near side. Stroud out of the full house, splits off to the tight end spot to the right side. Dawson spins, play action, sprints back to his left, being pursued. He is caught and dropped by Bob Matheson. Matheson came foaming through there and just hand-fought that blocker to death and rode Dawson to the ground back at the 29. A loss of 10 yards on the play. Stanfield was also in there.
Matheson is a firm believer now that he's defensive end, Rick. He's played a little bit here in the preseason, and when you talk to Bob about what position you play, he tells you he's a defensive end. He really came in and boomed on Dawson on that one.
It'll be a third down coming up, and we'll call it about 19. They have to get the ball out to about the 48.5-yard line to pick up the first down. Dawson extremely dangerous in third down and long yardage situations. Now they break out of the huddle. Here comes Otis Taylor to the near side. Elmo Wright sets as a double wide receiver with Taylor. The stacked eye are Hayes and Podolak. Dawson dropping the throw, swings the screen out. Podolak juggles it, holds on to the 30, 35, and is contained at the 39. So they picked up about 10 yards on the pass completion, and they needed 19, so they'll be forced into a punting situation. Denherter, Manny Fernandez, Dick Anderson all in on that play for the Dolphins. Ball will be marked at the Chiefs 39. We'll get a look at one of the great punters in this game, Cheryl Wilson. Last year averaged 44.8. Charlie Lee is back as the deep man on punt. Dick Anderson, the shallow man. Wilson standing back at the 24. The line of scrimmage, 39 in Chiefs territory. Here's a snap. He scoops it up off the ground and drills a low trajectory kick out of there. Lee will run it back from the 15. He moves to the right. 20 is caught from behind. Shakes off a tackler. Gets across the 25 and is knocked down at the 26-yard line. Charlie Lee with about a 12-yard return. He actually had his back foot back at the 14-yard line when he grabbed the ball. So the Dolphins will start from our 26. There is a timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues from Kansas City with the score. The Dolphins 7, the Chiefs nothing. Rick Weaver, Lou Kriegmer, and Henry Barrow back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It's hot here, 90 degrees at kickoff, as high as 120 down on the field. Dolphins ready to go to work with 11:06 to go in this first half, leading 7-0. First down at our 26-yard line. Jim kicks. Larry Zonka at his split-back. Then behind Greasy, Warfield splits to the near side. Dolphins lead by a score of 7-zip. Greasy up under center. Staggers the count. Hands off Zonka. Draw play right side, and he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. That Chiefs defense, Big Wilbur Young, the second-year man, 285 pounds from William Penn, and the strong side linebacker Bobby Bell stack him up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10. Zonka was one of the very finest runners in this league last year with over 1,000 yards, 1,054, the first Dolphin ever to enter the 1,000-yard club.
And, Rick, I'll tell you, Bobby Bell is showing why he was selected All-Pro in 1970 and 1971. He's really good, having a good job out there at that outside linebacker spot.
All right, Warfield and Briscoe split off the near side. Set in the eye are kicking Zonka. Second and 10, Dolphins from our 26-yard line. Greasy up under center. Looks over the defense. Hands off. Zonka. Trap play in the middle. Big hole. 30, 35, out of the 40, across the 40, down to the 42-yard line. Rambo's the human bulldozer. Larry Zonka, the tackle made by the free safety, Mike Sensabaugh, as he goes for 16 yards and a first down. Henry?
Rick, that's got to be one of the most amusing sights you can see is Paul Warfield running interference for Larry Zonka.
Warfield, an excellent blocker. The ball at the Dolphins' 42-yard line. First down, 9:55 left to go. In this first half, Greasy unofficially 3 out of 6 in the forward passing department. Warfield splits off to the far side. Kick and Zonka set in the eye. Behind Bob from the Miami 42-yard line. Dolphins lead 7-0. We're in the second quarter. Here's the handoff. Zonka into the middle. A flag down. He gets to the 43. And that's about all. Aaron Brown from his defensive end spot. Very quick, very big, very intelligent. Makes the tackle on the play. A flag was thrown immediately, however, by the officials. And we get a holding call against Miami. So that's going to cost 15 yards. And they will set it back from the point of the infraction back to about the, let's see where he's going to put it down, about the 27-yard line. Let's get down to Henry Barrow.
Bob Kuchenberg gets the penalty on that one.
Dolphins offensive left guard, Bob Kuchenberg, detected holding. In this great stadium in Kansas City, it's another sellout for the Dolphins, and that reminds us that tickets are available for next Sunday's regular season home opener against the Houston Oilers at the Orange Bowl. Get your tickets at Gate 14 at the Orange Bowl or at Fort Lauderdale Stadium. These two ticket locations are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dolphins now with a first down back at their 27-yard line. And long yardage, they must, for a first down, get to about the Kansas City 49. Warfield splits to the right. Here is the pitch going to kick, sweep to the left side, cuts back to his right, puts his head down, bangs his way up to the 31-yard line. Gets about 4 on the carry. He rammed Aaron Brown and carried him a yard. Kick at 212 and Larry Zonk at 237. Just an outstanding exhibit of blocking and running composure together. Now Morris comes into the ball game for the Dolphins. The ball at our 31-yard line, from where it'll be a second down and 20 for the Dolphins at our 31. Dolphins, Jake Scott recovered a Ned Podolak fumble in the first quarter. Greasy in 7 plays, marched the Dolphins in, 53 yards, hitting Briscoe with a 14-yard TD pass, a great catch in the corner. And that's been the only score. Second down and 20, Dolphins from our 31. Morris is a slot man to the left side. Zonka remains in behind Greasy. Let's see what Bob comes up with on second down and long yardage, and he's going to get a whistle before he gets anything else. We're taking too much time. Greasy will not only call audibles, but he'll change the call at the line of scrimmage to keep the defense off guard and to destroy their timing, and it went a little bit long that time.
They switched over, Rick, from an odd defense onto an even, went back to the 4-3. When it went back to the 4-3, I guess Bob wanted to change it off, and it took too long.
First quarter score, Denver leading our next week opponent, Houston, by a score of 3-0. Ball back at the Dolphins' 26-yard line. It'll be a second down and 25. Ball the Dolphins from our 26. Time remaining in the first half, 8:43. Dolphins lead 7-0. Briscoe switches to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Morris is a slot man to the near side. Zonka in behind Greasy. On second down and 25. Bob drops the throw. He fires to the near sideline. Marv Fleming, the tight end, got it 30 up the sideline, out of bounds at the 35. Maybe to the 36-yard line. Tackled by left corner Jim Marcellus as Fleming just split off, slanted out, caught the ball. Greasy flipped it out to him at the 30-yard line, and he picked up about 5 yards. They put it down at the, we'll call it 6. They put it down at the 36-yard line. It'll be third down and about 15 for the Dolphins from our 36-yard line. 8 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the first half for our regular network stations and WIOD. Airtime from the Orange Bowl for the home opener against Houston next week will be at 12:50. Warfield splits left. Briscoe to the far side. Morris, Zonka in the eye. In behind Greasy. Dolphins with a third down and 15 from our 36-yard line. Greasy drops the throw. He fires. It is caught by Fleming. The same pattern only to the near side. Eludes the tackle at the 40, 45, at the 50, going for the first down, and he didn't make it. I don't believe he made it. Marv was looking for that marker, and he gave it a great shot. But Willie Lanier refused to let go. That was the same pattern to the near side of the tight end Fleming, and he picked up good yardage, but we needed about 15. And let's see where they're going to mark the ball. It'll be a fourth down coming up, and here comes your Premian. Here comes Garrow's field goal unit. Morrill in to hold, and this will be a 57-yard attempt, if indeed it is a field goal attempt. Back as the deep man is Larry Marshall to field it. The ball will be put down at the Dolphins' 43. Morrill will hold. Your Premian's longest field goal in history, a 52-yarder against Detroit in the preseason. Snap, set down. The kick is up. It is going to be a little bit low, grabbed under the goalpost by Marshall out to the 5, 10, 15 to the 20, and he is hit and dropped right at the 20-yard line. And the Dolphins are caught hitting after the whistle, and a flag is thrown. The Premian's 57-yard field goal attempt, short underneath the crossbar. Marshall ran it out to the 20-yard return, and he was cracked after the play was dead. So the 15-yard penalty puts the ball out. They put it down at the Chiefs' 36-yard line.
Kindig just couldn't stop on that play, Rick, and he's the one that brought about the penalty.
All right, we got the timeout on the field with 7:33 to go in the half. Dolphin football action continues from Kansas City with a score. The Dolphins 7, the Chiefs nothing. Rick Weaver, Lou Creekmer, Henry Barrow back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. The Chiefs have the ball with 7:33 left to play in the first half. Dolphins lead 7-0. Chiefs have a first down at their 36-yard line. Elmo Wright, Otis Taylor are split off to the left side. Wendell Hayes and Podolak are the I formation backs in behind Dawson. Thus far, the Dolphins defense has taken away any semblance of a long throw. Here's Dawson splitting back to his left. Fires a short pass out. Podolak can't hold it. Flare pass out to the far side at the 35, and Dawson led him a little bit as Fernandez was in on top of Dawson and perhaps forced him to hurry the clock. It'll be a second down and 10 off the incompletion. Bob Matheson in the ball game at a linebacker spot now in place of Nick Bonaconte for the Dolphins. Swift, Cullen, and Matheson, the starting front four on there. Foley and Johnson at the corners. And now Nick is in there. He's back in the ball game. And Anderson and Scott are the safeties. Second down and 10. Chiefs ball at their 36.
Rick, Bob Matheson just picked that ball. That's one of the reasons why Podolak couldn't catch it.
All right, Wright split to the far side. Taylor to the near side. Hayes and Podolak to split backs in behind Dawson. Second down and 10. Chiefs from their 36-yard line. Waiting for the snap from center is Dawson. Hands off. Dive series. Hayes hits the middle, gets to the 40. Wendell Hayes, 8-year veteran from Humboldt, carries 220 pounds with him. Dick Anderson coming over to make the stop for the Dolphins. Gain of about 4. It'll be third down and 6 coming up for the Chiefs. And Jim Dunaway comes back in. Dunaway has been a splendid improvement to contain the running game and also to help out on the pass rush from the front four, replaces Matheson. He's a 10-year veteran playing at the lightest weight that he's performed in his entire professional career, 277 for the Dolphins. Played his college ball at Ole Miss. A Mississippi cattle rancher during the offseason. Elmo Wright puts to the left. Taylor to the near side. Hayes and Podolak split in behind Dawson. Third down and 6. Chiefs from their 40-yard line. Dawson at the line of scrimmage. Barks those signals, takes a little bit of extra time, and they're going to get penalized for delay of the game, as he might have been calling an audible up there, or perhaps trying to stagger the count to destroy the defense's timing, but he gets a 5-yard penalty for delay of the game, and that puts the ball back at the Chiefs' 35-yard line, and it'll now be a third down and 11, and this could change the strategy just a bit. Bob Matheson comes back in for the Dolphins, replaces Dunaway. At least it changes the defensive strategy for the Dolphins ball club. Chiefs with a third down and 11 at their 35-yard line. Dolphins lead 7-0 with 6:38 left to play in the first half. Wright splits left. Taylor, a slot man left. Hayes and Podolak split back in behind Len Dawson. He has to get the ball out to the 46. Here is the handoff to Hayes. Sweep to the right side. He gets to the 35 and is dragged down at the 36-yard line. Coming for the near side. And the fans began to boo Dawson on the play call with a third down and 11. Tackled by Den Herder and Bonaconte for the Dolphins. So this forces a punting situation as Hayes winds up picking up only a yard and Gerald Wilson comes in. He'll stand back at the 20, the line of scrimmage, the Chiefs 36. Charlie Lee back deep, Anderson shallow.
Tim Foley did a good job of knocking down that offensive interference coming out there, Rick. Did a fine job to turn the runner free.
All right, Wilson gets off another low trajectory spiral. Charlie Lee grabs it for the Dolphins back at the 17, far side. 20, gets the corner turn, his buckle behind, knocked down at the 23-yard line. They are not letting Charlie get loose. He can really pick him up and lay him down once he gets in the open. He returns 6 yards. Tackle made by Clyde Werner, the Chiefs specialty squad. We're going to get a timeout on the field with 5:52 to go in the first half of the ball game. Dolphin football action continues in Kansas City with the score. The Dolphins 7, the Chiefs nothing. Rick Weaver, Lou Creekmer, and Henry Barrow back at Arrowhead Stadium as the Dolphins prepare to put the ball in play with the first down at our 23-yard line, leading 7-0, 5:52 to go in the first half of the contest. Briscoe splits to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Morris and Zonka are now the split backs in behind Greasy. Dolphins from our 23-yard line. Greasy barks the signals, drops straight back to throw. Looks left. Now he's going to have to scramble. Comes back to the near side, looking for an open man upfield. Now he's going back to the right side, back to the 10-yard line, and he's going to have to eat the football back at the 13. He ran all over the field, and nobody was open. Buck Buchanan finally got him. If he had elected to run with the ball up the near side, he had 2 or 3 blockers out in front of him, and he might have been able to pick up some yardage. But his main intent and purpose was to throw, and he looked right, and then could find nobody open to the left side, moved to the left, and then dropped straight back again, and then started to scramble back to the right, and he was dropped.
That was great coverage back there, Rick, by Marcellus, Thomas, Kearney, and Reardon. They had everybody covered. There was no one that Bob could throw that ball to.
10-yard loss on the play, second down and 20. Dolphins football at our 13-yard line. Henry?
Can't emphasize enough how much the heat is affecting the players. On the bench here, they have their feet in water and wet towels on their heads and sniffing oxygen.
All right, Briscoe splits right, Warfield on the near side. Morris and Zonka back behind Greasy. Here's the handoff. Zonka over the right side, and is hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a couple of yards. Gets out to about the 17-yard line. He had a hole there, but he was hit and slowed up by Lanier, and Curly Culp finally contained him up at the 17-yard line. Gain of 4. And it'll be a third down coming up at about 16, maybe 16 and a half for the Dolphins. The ball at their 17-yard line. This has been a defensive struggle, and the Chiefs have committed one more error than have the Dolphins, and that's the difference in the ball game. Dolphins were able to move the ball 53 yards, 7 plays in that first quarter after Jake Scott recovered a fumble, and Greasy hit Briscoe with a 14-yard touchdown pass. On 3rd and 16, here is the handoff. Mercury Morris sweeps to the left, gets the block, 20, turns the corner, and out to the 24. He's rolled out of bounds along the near side of the field. Morris is driven out of bounds by strong safety Jim Kearney, and that is not enough for a first down, so the Dolphins will have to punt. Larry Seipel, who got off a beauty the first time, will be in to handle his second punt of the afternoon. Podolak and Larry Marshall go back as the deep men to field at the line of scrimmage, the Dolphin 24, and Seipel will stand back at about the 8-yard line. We have 4 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the first half. Dolphins lead 7-0. A good punt here is absolutely essential. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. The kick out of there, and boom, a beauty. A long, high spiral back at the 22. Marshall fields it. 25, touch to the near side. 20, 30-yard line, and he's belted out of bounds at the 32. Flags go down, and apparently we're going to get hitting again after the whistle. It was a 10-yard return as Seipel really got that ball out of there and hung it up. Marshall got a fairly good rebound. Tackle on the play made by Mumford and Ginn, and flags were thrown after the whistle. Now let's see who it's going to be against. It could be a clip against Kansas City. And that's apparently what it's going to be. They march it off from the point of the infraction at the 32. And the referee, Jim Tunney, will get the football back at the 18-yard line, and that's what it is. Personal foul, clipping on the return. So the Chiefs will start back at their 18-yard line. Let's pause for station identification on the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
Leasing a car is a pleasure when you deal with the largest leasing company affiliated with the General Motors dealer, William Lehman Leasing. Call for details.
WIOD Miami.
All right, ready to go to work is Len Dawson with a first down at his 18. Wright and Taylor split off the left side. He has not been able to get the ball to either one of these guys this afternoon. Hayes and Podolak, the I formation backs. Here is the handoff to Hayes. He threads his way. He's planning across the left side, across the 20, out to about the 23-yard line. Wendell Hayes, the ball carrier, gets about 5. Bob Matheson makes the tackle for the Dolphins. It'll be a second down and 5 coming up for the Chiefs from their 23. And this crowd of 80,000 plus, standing room only, have not had too much to cheer about this afternoon. The only score, Dolphins' 53-yard drive following a fumble recovery by Jake Scott. And Briscoe caught a 14-yard pass from Greasy to culminate the drive, and it's 7-0. Taylor splits to the near side, right to the far side. Second and 5, Chiefs from their 23. Here's the handoff. Hayes sweeps to the left side. He gets the corner turn and is dragging people with him out of bounds up at about the 29-yard line. That should be good enough for a first down. Jim Tyler, the left tackle, who weighs about 275, through the block to get him around the end. First down for the Chiefs. The ball at their 29-yard line. Bill Stanfield wrote him out. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in this first half. Mike Adamley comes into the ball game at a running back for the Chiefs for the first time. Replaces Hayes. I'm sure the heat is affecting them down there as much as it's affecting the Dolphins. Adamley is a second-year man from Northwestern. His father, Tony Adamley, played with the old Cleveland Browns and was a star at Ohio State. Mike Adamley and Hayes are the setbacks. Behind Dawson, first down Chiefs from their 29-yard line. Wright and Taylor split to the near side. Here's the handoff. Adamley threads his way through the left side and gets about 5. Out to about the 34-yard line. Ed Buddy, the left guard, opened the hole for him. Stanfield on the stop for Miami. They'll put the ball down at the 35, so give them a gain of about 6. It'll be a second down and 4. For the Chiefs, 2 minutes, 42 seconds left to play in the first half. Dolphins out in front by a score of 7-0. On WIOD in Miami and our network stations in Florida next week, airtime for the opening home game against Houston from the Orange Bowl, 12:50. Morris Stroud, the tight end, splits a couple of yards off the right side. Dawson dropping to throw from the spread formation, swings the flare to Adamley, and he throws it low, and it goes through his hands, incomplete. He was wide open, and Dawson dumped the ball off low, and Adamley had to turn around and try to catch it, and it went right through his hands. So it's an incomplete pass, and it'll be a 3rd down and 4 situation for the Chiefs. The ball at their 35-yard line. Adamley goes out. Wendell Hayes comes in. The offensive backfield for the Chiefs. Dawson, thus far this afternoon, has not been given anything in the long pass route. The Dolphins have done an excellent job of covering deep. He's only tried to go deep once. Here's Wright splitting to the far side. Taylor to the near side. 3rd down and about 4 for the Chiefs from their 35-yard line. On the snap, he fakes the handoff, completes the pass to Wright out on the far sideline, dragging tacklers with him across the 40. There's a flag on the play. He's knocked down at the Chiefs' 43-yard line. That should be good for a 1st down. Just swung one out to the side. Wright was there, waited for the screen to form. Gets out to the 43, but there's a flag on the play. Jake Scott, Curtis Johnson made the tackles. And it looks from here as if they're going to call it back. Penalty marker down on the far side of the field, the penalty against Kansas City. This team was very high in penalty time last year.
It was clipping, Rick, clipping on Kansas City.
All right, that sets the ball back to the 18-yard line. Check it, the 20-yard line is where they put it down. And so Dawson still does not get the operating room that he would like to try to move this football team. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left to go before the end of the half. Dolphins lead by a score of 7-0. It'll be 3rd down and 19 from the Chiefs' 20-yard line. They have to get the ball out to the 39-yard line. Elmo Wright splits left. Otis Taylor to the near side. Now Stroud splits off the right tackle a couple of yards. Dawson up under center, waiting for the snap. He spins, hands to Podolak, sweeps to the left side. He gets across the 20 and is knocked down at about the 23-yard line. Ed Podolak and the fans are booing on the play call selection. Bill Stanfield, defensive right end for the Dolphins, makes the tackle. That was again a 3rd down situation. He has elected not to go to the air in 3rd down situations the last couple of times. So Wilson is in to punt.
That's great defensive play on behalf of Miami line, Rick, when you figured that was a prevent defense.
All right, there's the 2-minute warning. Dolphin football action continues from Kansas City with a score. The Dolphins 7, the Chiefs nothing. Rick Weaver back at Arrowhead in Kansas City, ready to describe the action on Wilson's punt. He's standing back at about the 8-yard line. Line of scrimmage at Kansas City 24. Charlie Lee deep, Dick Anderson shallow to field the punt. He gets it out of there, and he gets off a nice high spiral. There'll be a run back. Lee from the 28, 30 up the near side, 35, 40, and is ridden out of bounds at the Dolphins' 44-yard line. Charlie Lee with about a 16-yard return. That punt was not particularly good, and the Chiefs are not getting the normal punting out of Gerald Wilson that he is capable of today. He's line driving that ball, and the run backs are ensuing. So the Dolphins will start from our 44-yard line with a minute and 50 seconds to play in the half. Greasy, the quarterback, Morris and Zonka, the running backs, Briscoe and Warfield, the wide receivers, Marv Fleming, the tight side end. Zonka and Morris set in the eye. Behind Greasy, 1st down Dolphins from our 44-yard line. Dolphins lead 7-0. Waiting for the snap from center is Greasy. He hands off Zonka, trap over the middle across the 50 down to about the 46-yard line. Rams Larry Zonka, who has had a good afternoon. Willie Lanier, the middle linebacker, and Kearney, the strong safety, make the tackles. He's getting some fine blocking up front from the Dolphin offensive line. Little, Evans, Langer, Kuchenberg. Ball is placed down at the 47-yard line, so I'll give him a pickup of about 9. It'll be 2nd down and a yard. Briscoe splits right. Warfield to the near side. Zonka and Morris. Greasy to throw on 2nd down, looking for the left side. He flips it out to Morris. He's got it at the 40 and runs it out of bounds at the Kansas City 39-yard line. Emmett Thomas, the right cornerback, ran him out. Greasy looked, and in the zone was Morris. He caught the ball and could not get around the quarterback and elected to run it out. So that's good for a 1st down. They put it down at the Kansas City 40-yard line. Centerroot has had one field goal opportunity, that of 54 yards. And it was no good. And Euphemian had one of 57 yards, which was also no good. The only score, 14-yard touchdown pass.
Greasy to Briscoe. Briscoe splits right, Warfield to the near side. Dolphins first down from the Chiefs' 40-yard line. Morrison, Zonka in the backfield. Greasy throwing out to Briscoe, and he can't hold on to it. Ball went through his hands and bounced off his shoulder pad on an out pattern to the far side at about the 35. Jim Marsalis, the left cornerback, defensed on the play. So the incompletion stops the clock with 1:13 left to play in the first half. Dolphins with a 2nd down and 10 from the Kansas City 40-yard line, moving from our right to our left. That first touchdown, in case you joined us late, was keyed Podolak fumble. Jake Scott recovered for the Dolphins at our 43, 7 plays later. At 7:38 left to play in the first quarter, Greasy hit Briscoe with a 14-yard TD pass, and that's been all the scoring. 2nd and 10, Dolphins from the Chiefs' 40-yard line. Briscoe and Warfield both split to the right. Greasy sprinting back out to his right. He sets the fire. He hits Warfield, and he can't hold on to the ball. Along the far sideline, he was wide open, and the ball hit him in the hands and bounced away at the 32-yard line for an incompletion. There's something you don't see but once or twice in a lifetime.
Rick, that was the ideal situation with Briscoe. The ball hit in their hands, hit on Briscoe's hands, and hit in Warfield's hands, and they started running, didn't have control of the ball. Can't understand that.
All right, this is the big play here. Keep this drive going with a 3rd and 10 from the Chiefs' 40-yard line. 1:09 left to play in the half. The Dolphins had a touchdown tonight them at the goal line earlier in this quarter when Sensabaugh took one away from Warfield. Now Briscoe splits to the far side. Warfield flat right. Morris and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. 3rd and 10 from the Chiefs' 40. Bob drops the throw, swings the screen out, deflected at the line of scrimmage, was intended for Zonka. And Wilbur Young from the defensive left end on the rush got his hands up in the air, and Greasy's pass hit his hands, drops to the ground harmlessly for an incompletion, so your Premier's field goal team is in.
And at 6'6" and 285 pounds, Rick, you've got to really loft that ball up over Wilbur Young's head.
Now, the flag is high above the west end toward which Garrow will be kicking, and it's the breeze blowing away in his direction. This will be a 47-yard attempt. Morrow will hold from the near side inbound hash mark. 47 yards for Garrow. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance this time. It's perfect. Yepremian, 47 yards with 59 seconds left to play in the first half. And the Dolphins have now moved out to a 10-0 lead. That drive, 56 yards in 6 plays, with Yepremian kicking a 47-yard field goal.
Garrow just came off the sideline here, Rick, with a smile from ear to ear. I'm sure he wanted to get one against Kansas City today.
Airtime next week along these Dolphin Network stations and WIOD in Miami, 12:50 for the home opener against the Houston Oilers. We'll recap the first half of this ball game, bring you scores of other games, and Lou Krickmer will have some interesting halftime guests to interview at halftime. One scheduled to be Lamar Hunt, the owner of the Chiefs, the man who is responsible for building this fine stadium here. I don't think anybody expected this, unless it would be the Dolphins team at this stage of the ball game to have shut out the Chiefs 10-0. Henry?
Rick, we made another check on our thermometer down here, and it still reads 120 degrees on the surface of the field.
This has been a hard-hitting, bruising ball game. Marshall deep, number 22 to the far side. Podolak, number 14, deep down the near side. 59 seconds left to go before the end of the half. Dolphins with a 10-0 lead as Garrow waits for the ball to be brought out and placed on the tee. I know he was extremely happy about that one. He hit the post right upright again a couple of times in warm-up today. He's been very concerned about hooking the ball. All right, waiting for the official's whistle for Yepremian's kickoff. Here it is. He comes forward, gets the toe into it, hooks it down the right side. Marshall in the end zone about 4 yards out to the 5, 10, 15 to the 20. And he is really cracked at the 23. He went up over a tackler's head that time. That's how hard he was hit. 27 yards. Charlie Bass, the rookie from Memphis State, who has made it as the reserve safety man for our Dolphins, was the fellow who really cracked them. The ball at the Chiefs 23 in their 2-minute offense, no huddle. Taylor splits to the near side, right to the far side. Here is Dawson dropping the throw on play action. He fires. It is intercepted, I believe, by the Dolphins at the 40-yard line. And the man who got it, Jake Scott, fell to the ground. He had to dive forward to get his hands on the football, and Dawson having a miserable first half. And Scott comes up with the ball on the interception, and he dove for it. And just laid on the ground at the 40-yard line. So Scott, who had a total of 7 interceptions last year, comes up with his first of this campaign. And the Dolphins call a timeout to stop the clock with 43 seconds left to go in the half. They have excellent field position at the Chiefs' 40-yard line. Henry?
Something we can keep an eye on. Otis Taylor is taking a lot of shots at Dick Anderson as he runs his patterns. He waited a little late that time, though. He took it long after they'd signaled that Miami had the ball, and it was an interception.
All right, Larry Little up checking the time with the official to make sure just exactly how much time is left. The ball is at the Chiefs' 40-yard line. Dawson has had very little success with his passing game, and the Dolphins have been able to stop the running attack thus far in the first half. But, of course, that's why they play two halves of a football game. Adjustments will be made. He has not been able to get to Elmo Wright or Otis Taylor with the passing game. The Dolphins have done a great job of covering. And Jake Scott just came up with an interception. And we have the ball at the Chiefs' 40-yard line with 43 seconds remaining in the half. Certainly within field goal range, as your Premier proved just a moment ago. Dolphins lead 10-0. Briscoe splits far side. Warfield to the near side. Morris, Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy. From the Chiefs' 40, Bob drops to throw. He fires. Caught by Warfield. Eludes the tackler. 20, 15. Down to the 10-yard line goes Paul Warfield. That deep slant over the middle that President Nixon liked so well. 30 yards on the completion. Greasy to Warfield, and he got inside that time and gave a hip to a potential tackler and picked up an additional 10 yards. So the Dolphins have a first down. Down at the 10-yard line and use up their second timeout to stop the clock with 35 seconds showing left in the half.
Rick, both those lines are tired, the offensive and the defensive line, but I'll tell you, that offensive line of Miami's is really giving Bob Greasy the time. They're keeping those big mooses out there. When you try to keep out a guy like this Young, keep out a guy like Buchanan, and Culp for a full half in this heat, they've done a great job.
And conditioning has always been a big factor with our Dolphins ball club. It gets just as hotter in Miami than it does in Kansas City. And this ball club always prepared to play in this type of weather. As far as conditioning goes, it would be possible here, from our putting the glasses, I believe, on the position of the ball for the Dolphins to get a first down. It's just across outside the 10-yard line, and there is 35 seconds left to go before the end of the half. I know that we're thinking touchdown here. Dolphins lead 10-0. Ball just outside the Chiefs' 10-yard line is Warfield. Caught that 30-yard pass and almost got into the end zone with it. And the Dolphins have excellent field position, knocking on the Chiefs' door at the 10-yard line. Briscoe splits right. Warfield to the near side. Morris and Zucca, the split backs in behind Greasy from the 10.5, actually. Greasy, hands off. Morris cuts outside to the left. He's down to the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2. He did not get in. He's knocked out of bounds right at the flag at the 1-yard line. Down here in the near corner, Willie Lanier is the fellow who chased him out, along with Upshaw. And he rambles for 9 yards. It'll be a second down. Let's see where they put the ball down. And the Dolphins immediately call a timeout, using up their timeouts to stop the clock. 25 seconds left in the half. Morris almost had it made, but he was contained about a yard shy. That's where they put it down at the 1-yard line.
Wayne Moore did an excellent job on knocking Lynch out of the play on that last play, Rick. He moved him outside and let Morris cut in. I think Doug Cruzen's going to have a hard time getting that left tackle spot back from Wayne Moore.
Tommy Nobis, the middle linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons a couple of weeks ago, described the Dolphins' offensive line as perhaps the best in all of professional football. Jim Mandich has come in to replace Marlon Briscoe, the two tight ends, the short yardage power blocking unit. Now in, the Dolphins have a second down and a situation at the 1-yard line. They could still make a first down here. Greasy checking with the coaches, Don Shula, down along the near sideline. Dolphins with a 10-0 lead with 25 seconds left to go in the first half. And a chance to get another score here following Jake Scott's pass interception. Scott has played a key factor for the Dolphins this afternoon. Jim Kick comes in replacing Morris now. He recovered a fumble to key that first drive and has just intercepted a pass here to key the second one. In between, you Premier in a 47-yard field goal. Dolphins from the Chiefs' 1-yard line down here at the west end. Kick and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. Second down, and a yard to go for a touchdown. Greasy looks everything over very carefully, sets his ball club. On the snap, hands to Zonka, puts his head down. He is in for the touchdown. Zonka, slanting over the left side, gets the score, and Yepremian comes in to try the point replacement with 22 seconds left to go in the first half. That drive, 40 yards in just 3 plays. The big one, a 30-yard pass completion in the middle from Greasy to Warfield, which gave the Dolphins that great field position at the 10.
Rick, after Zonka went over on that play, you could just see Sensabaugh and Lynch looking at each other saying, how could he possibly drag us across that goal line the way he did? Larry just dragged him right over.
Zonka had 7 touchdowns last year, gets his first one. Morrow waits for the snap, sets it down. The Premian kick is up, and it is perfect. There are 22 seconds showing on the clock. The score is 17-0. And the Dolphins defense, along with giving the Dolphin offense excellent field position, has to be the dominant factor in this ball game so far. Don't forget, you fans in Miami, the Dolphins have 2 ticket locations open 7 days a week from 10 in the morning to 6 in the evening. These locations are at Gate 14 in the Orange Bowl and Fort Lauderdale Stadium, and tickets are available for next Sunday's regular season home opener against Houston. That's next Sunday, September 24th, Houston at Miami, with a kickoff set for 1 p.m., and tickets are available. Larry Marshall, number 22, at Podolak, number 14, are the deep men to receive your Premian's kickoff. Marshall off to the far side, and Podolak to the near side at the west end zone. Dolphins 17, Kansas City nothing. 22 seconds left to play in the first half. Here is the whistle. Your Premian forward gets the toe into it. It's high, and it's going to be back in the end zone. Marshall grabs it, and in behind the goalpost stanchion downs the football, deciding not to run it back. It's a touchback, and the Chiefs again get terrible operating position with a first down from their 20-yard line. That has been a factor. Seipel's fine punting and the heads-up defensive play, not only of the pass rush, the containment of the linebackers and the deep coverage of the defensive backs, have really stifled the Chiefs' offense. Dawson has been booed a couple of times by this capacity crowd for, on third down plays, running the ball instead of throwing it. All right. Otis Taylor has not caught one, goes deep, splits off the near side. Now here's Dawson, the handoff on the draw, Podolak over the left side, and he gets out to about the 27 before he is knocked off his feet. That could be the last, they may have time for another one. Chiefs call a timeout to stop the clock. Tackle made by Bob Matheson. And put the ball down at the 28-yard line, so it's a gain of 8, the second down and 2. The Chiefs call a timeout to stop the clock with 14 seconds left to go in the first half. And this no-name defense of the Dolphins really has taken its toll this afternoon. That's been the difference. They recovered fumble by Scott, a pass interception by Scott. They've gotten to Dawson once this afternoon, Bob Matheson and Bill Stanfield. They've taken away pretty much the running game. Podolak has been the only effective ball carrier that the Chiefs have had. And Dawson has not been able to go through the air like you would want to. Henry?
The Dolphins' 3 musketeers, Morris, Zonka, and Kick, down here on the bench, all giving each other credit for doing the thing that made that touchdown get there. Everybody's saying Kick made the block, Zonka made the touchdown, and them telling Morris that he set it up. It's a great bit of comradeship between those 3 musketeers.
Well, let's see what Dawson comes up with here on 2nd and 2 with just 14 seconds to go and a half from his 28-yard line. He's got Wright and Taylor split off the near side from the eye, waiting for the snap from center. He spins, hands off to Hayes, who rams the middle, gets the first down out to the 35, the 36-yard line. Kansas City immediately calls a timeout to stop the clock again. 9 seconds left to go in the first half. They mark it at the 35. That is a first down. He just hit straight ahead on the trap and picks up the first down. They call a timeout to stop the clock with 9 seconds left. Flip on account of the stop for Miami. Dolphins lead 17-0. The defense has given the offense good field position to operate in, from which those scores have resulted. Scott, a recovered fumble, a pass interception. Greasy in the first quarter took the club down 53 yards, 7 plays. Hit Briscoe with a 14-yard TD pass. Premian a 47-yard field goal. Just a moment ago, Scott intercepted a Dawson pass at the 40, and the Dolphins 3 plays later, Zonka ramming over from the left side from 1 yard out, now lead by a 17-0 margin. A big factor in this ball game also has to be the heat. And I would say right now that from all appearances from our vantage point that it's affecting the Chiefs more than it has affected the Dolphins. Although both sides have had the players' heads wrapped in towels. When they're out of the ball game, their feet in buckets of water to keep them cooled off. 90 degrees up here and at least 120 down on this tartan turf surface. All right, we're ready to go. As time is back in with 9 seconds left to go in the first half. Chiefs with a first down at their 35-yard line. This could be the last play of the first half. Elmo Wright splits to the far side. Otis Taylor to the near side. Hayes and Podolak, the I formation backs. Now they split off. In behind Dawson. Dawson set. On the play action, here he's sprinting back to throw, complete the screen to Podolak, back to 28, gets the block 30, 35 up the near sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and there is no time showing on the board He did a beautiful bit of faking that time and had to sprint out to his right. Completed the screen, and the Chiefs fans are booing, as you can hear in the background, vociferously. That's the end of the first half with the score. Our Dolphins 17, Kansas City nothing. The Dolphins will kick off, defend the east goal to our right for the third quarter. And Yepremian has the ball up on the tee. The Dolphins with a 17-0 lead. Shadows beginning to cast their presence across the field. But I don't believe it's cooled off any from the humidity standpoint. Podolak deep down the near side. Marshall deep off to the far side. Dolphins trying to protect this lead now and get some more. Here's the whistle. Yepremian gets the ball high. It's deep, way back in the end zone. Marshall fumbles the ball around and downs it for the touchback. No return, and so the Chiefs will start from their 20-yard line. And we'll set them for you just as soon as they come out on the field. Dawson has gone all the way, 5 for 8, has not been able to hit Wright or Taylor with the deep pass. Dolphins permitted just 33 yards to Dawson through the air in the first half. Wright and Taylor will be the wide receivers, Stroud the tight end, Dawson the quarterback, Podolak and Hayes the running back, Tyrer, Hill the tackles, Buddy and Moorman the guard, Rudnay the center. All right, the Chiefs ready to go to work in the third quarter. First down at their 20-yard line. Otis Taylor splits to the near side, right to the far side. Willie Frazier, beg your pardon, has started the ball game. Third quarter at tight end. They pitch to Podolak to sweep to the near side, and he's knocked off his feet at the 23-yard line. Chiefs moving from our left to our right in this third quarter. Willie Frazier is starting the third quarter at the tight end spot in place of Morris Stroud. Frazier, a 9-year veteran from Arkansas A&M. The tackle on the last play made by linebacker Doug Swift. Dolphins have their original starting lineup in there with Den Herter, Fernandez, Dunaway, Stanfill on the front line, Swift, Bonacani, and Colin linebacking, Foley and Johnson the cornerback, Scott and Anderson the safeties. Ball at the Chiefs 23, second down and 7. We've just started the third quarter. Dolphins lead 17-0. Wright splits to the far side, Taylor to the near side. Hayes and Podolak are the split backs. In behind, Len Dawson on the snap. Here is play action. Dawson fakes the handoff, throwing deep downfield for Otis Taylor. Hayes, does he have it? No, it's incomplete. It is incomplete. The official now gives us the call on it. Scott and Foley were back there with him. He made the great leap in the air down at the Dolphins' 30-yard line, and Scott and Foley were right there with him. We had to wait for the call to see whether he had possession or whether the defensive man did, and when they hit the ground, the ball squirted loose. So the official on top of the play, the field judge back there, rules it incomplete. As for the first time this afternoon, Dawson unloads. And he had Taylor right on the button, but he also had two Dolphin defenders dropping back.
And Rick, that's the first time that Dawson had that much time, too. He really had time to lay that ball out there.
Matheson comes in on the Dolphins' prevent defense. Dunaway is out. It is a third down and 7 situation for the Chiefs from their 23. Elmo Wright puts to the far side. Otis Taylor to the near side. Here is Dawson dropping straight back this time. Fakes right, throws left, screen. Hayes got it back to 20, 25, cuts to his left, 30, 35. Jake Scott brings it down up about the 40-yard line. A great run and some great screen blocking out in front for Wendell Hayes. As he picks up the first down, a 16-yard pass completion, including the run, up to the Chiefs' 40-yard line. Henry?
Otis Taylor and Curtis Johnson having quite a few words there until Vern Denheader walked up and just shoved Taylor out of the way.
And Denheader is 6'6" and 250. All right, the ball they put it at the 41-yard line in Chiefs territory, so that'll be 17 yards. On the screen from Dawson to Hayes. 13-13, left to go in the third quarter. Dawson trying to get his ball club on track here, trailing 17-0. Chiefs from their 41. Here's the play action. Fakes the handoff, dropping the throw. He has time now as he releases the ball. He's hit. The pass is dropped. Willie Frazier cutting across the tight end. Otis Taylor was wide open, and Frazier took the ball away from him and dropped it down here out of bounds along the near sideline. Taylor was down here too, and Dawson's pass protection just completely faded away at the last minute. He was blindsided as he got the ball away, but he had it right on target. And Frazier and Taylor walking slowly back to the huddle discussing that one. Otis saying, Willie, just keep your hands off the football. Second down and 10.
He threw that, too, Rick, off a fake screen. He had a good screen built up there out on the left-hand side with Wendell Hayes, still going along with the play before, thinking that it might be another screen.
Dawson beginning to open up now. Second down and 10 for the Chiefs. The ball at their 41-yard line. 12 minutes, 58 seconds to play in the third quarter. Dolphins with a 17-0 lead. Elmo Wright puts left. Taylor to the near side. Here is Dawson dropping to throw again. It's a pretty good rush. Fires the middle. It is knocked away. Picked off by Mike Cohen at the 40, 45, 50. Across the 45 into Chiefs territory and knocked down at the 43-yard line. Taylor was really rappy-cat back there. And the ball bounced off his fingertips. And Cohen, on his drop from the linebacker spot, picked it off back at the Dolphins 40 and returns it to the Chiefs 43-yard line. Jack Rudney and Wendell Hayes had to make the tackle on the play. So the Dolphins come up with a second big defensive play this afternoon, actually a third one, a second big interception. Linebacker Mike Colon, third-year man from Auburn. So the offense again has excellent field position. First down at the Chiefs 43-yard line. Waiting for the snap as Morris and Zonka are in the eye. Behind Greasy. Greasy a long count at the line of scrimmage on the snap. Hands to Zonka. Slants across the right side. Slips and falls at the 40. Gets up and rambles for a couple more yards to about the 38-yard line. A tackle made by cornerback Jim Marcellus. That has to be discouraging to any football team to lose possession of the football when you and your receivers can't hold on to it. They get mixed up on pass patterns. Jim Kick has come in, and Zonke is out. So we've got Kick and Morris as the backfield. This is what Shula means by his three-back concept. He will interchange Kick, Morris, and Zonke, depending upon the situation in the game. A 2nd and 5. Dolphins from the 38-yard line in Chiefs territory. Hand off to Morris. Stutter step through a hole on the left side. Gets inside the 40. Check it, the 35. Down to about the 34-yard line before Wilbur Young throws his 285 pounds in there. And Jim Mandich will come in along with Zonka. Briscoe is out. We've got the 3rd down and 2 situation for a Dolphin first down at the Chiefs 34-yard line. Check it. Make it 3rd down and 1. 3rd and 1 for the Dolphins at the Chiefs 34-yard line. Dolphins off Mike Cullen's pass interception, moving from our right to our left toward the west end zone. They will set in tight, and that power blocking unit with Fleming and Mandich both up there. Zonka and Kick are the split backs. In behind Greasy, the Chiefs charge off the long count, and flags go down before the ball is snapped. Greasy will stagger that count as he has done throughout his career, trying to get somebody on the defensive unit mixed up. And let's see what the penalty is going to be. It's going to be against the Chiefs. They made the contact. That's what the call is on. The contact was made. So the Dolphins pick up a first down on the penalty, and Briscoe comes back in.
Rick, that's the easy way to pick up that first down. And Greasy and Monty Clark will tell that offensive line, just stay there. Make sure if you're going to do anything, leave a little late so that we draw them offside.
All right, the ball at the Chiefs' 29-yard line. First down for the Dolphins. Warfield steps in tight off the left side this time. Briscoe's put to the right. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Kick and Zonka in the I formation backfield behind Greasy. First down from the Chiefs' 29. Greasy hands off to Zonka. Finds a hole on the right side. Cuts back to his left inside the 25. Down to about the 22-yard line before linebacker Jim Lynch and Willie Lanier, the two linebackers, team up to make the stop. They put it down at the 22, so Zonka gets 7, and it'll be a 2nd down and 3. And they now have the football placed down at the far inbound hash mark right in a shadow. Henry?
In the first half, we talked about Paul Warfield throwing a block. Marlon Briscoe did a whale of a job in blocking on that particular play.
Briscoe splits right. Warfield comes wide to the near side. Kick and Zonka. On a 2nd and 3, the ball at the Chiefs' 22-yard line. Greasy hands to Zonka. Sweep to the right side. Gets the corner turn. He has got the first down out of bounds on the far side of the field at about the 16-yard line. Rolled out over there by linebacker Bobby Bell, 10-year veteran from the University of Minnesota. So the Dolphins continue to dominate the ball game. And they have taken momentum away, particularly when Dawson appeared ready to unload and trying to go deep. The defense again took over and have given the offense excellent field position, and Greasy has marched the football team. Now the ball is rolling downhill. I didn't know this stadium was on a slant. It is. And the ball started to move. An unseen guest out there. Ball at the 16-yard line. First down. Briscoe splits right. Warfield on the near side. Kick and Zonka. Split backs in behind Greasy from the Chiefs, 16-yard line. Here's the handoff. Kick, hurdles the tackler. Gets inside the 15, still digging down to about the 11-yard line. That hole was jammed up, and he made one for himself. Jim Kearney, the strong safety, middle linebacker, Willie Lanier in on the tackle. They put it down at the 12-yard line. So it's a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 to go for a first down.
You can't give it back too much of a hold down there, Rick, and Jim Langer did a great job on keeping Bobby Bell coming over from the other side, that linebacker position, kept him out of there so he couldn't pick up kicks.
Greasy keeping the ball on the ground, showing up time here. We have 9:48 to play in the third quarter. Warfield splits left. Briscoe to the far side. Kick and Zonka in an eye. 2nd and 6 from the Chiefs' 12-yard line. Greasy up under center. Barstow signals. On the snap, hands to Zonka. Draw play. Puts his head down. Rams the middle. Gets inside. Might have gotten to the 10, maybe inside, but they closed it in a hurry. Willie Lanier throw his 245 pounds in there to close the opening. They put the ball down at the 10, so he gets only 2 yards. And it'll be 3rd down coming up and 4 yards to go for a first down for the Dolphins from the Chiefs' 10. This is a big play right here because the Dolphins want to keep control of the ball and get it into the end zone for 6 without having to settle for a field goal. Briscoe splits right, Warfield to the near side. Kick and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. They need to get the ball to the 6. Ball at the 10, 3rd down and 4. Greasy on the snap. Looks to throw. He's firing for Briscoe. He has got it at the 5. Can he get around the defensive man? No, he is dragged down at about the 7-yard line, and that's going to be shy of a first down, depending on where they place the ball down. Tackle on the play made by Marcellus, who refused to give up. And so here comes the field goal team in. They put it down at the 8-yard line. They're 2 yards shy of what they needed for a first down. He caught the ball at about the 7 and had to come back on a hook step to try to get around the quarterback, and Marcellus wouldn't let him do it. You're already with a 47-yard field goal, 1 out of 2. We'll try another one. This from the 15-yard line. Morrow into hole. Dolphins lead by a score of 17-0. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up. And it's good. Perfect. The Dolphins with 8:15 left to play in this third quarter. Dolphin football action continues from Kansas City, Missouri with the score. Our Dolphins 20 and Kansas City nothing. Rick Weaver back at Kansas City. The Premium kickoff 3 yards deep in the end zone, taken by Podolak out to the 5, the 10. He has hit across the 15 and is contained at the 17-yard line. About a 20-yard return for Podolak. Charlie Babb on the Dolphins specialty team, the young safety man from Memphis State, made the tackle on the play. So the Dolphins, that's their last drive, keyed by Mike Cohen's pass interception of a Dawson pass after the ball had been tipped away. 43 yards, 8 plays, and Upremian kicking a 15-yard field goal. We have a 20-0 lead. The Chiefs, with 7:57 to go in the third quarter, have the ball on their 18 with a first down. And the fans here beginning to come to life, hoping for some offense, something they haven't seen from this ball club this afternoon. Wright and Taylor are the wide receivers, split left. Dawson on the quarterback spot, spins, pitches out to Podolak, sweep to the right side. He's to the 15 to the 20, turns the corner and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Pick up of about 6 yards. Tim Foley from his left cornerback spot just threw a shoulder into him and rammed him out. Gain of 6, be second down and 4. Mo Moorman, the right guard,
Second and 4.
is the fellow who sprung him with the block. Dolphins defense, to say it's been magnificent, it would be an understatement so far. And this is the ball club that Tom Landry said just a month or so ago. The front 4, he could not remember their names from the Super Bowl. That's how much he thought of them. Second down and 4 for the Chiefs. The ball at their 24-yard line. Taylor splits right to the left side. Podolak and Hayes in behind Dawson. Here's the handoff to Wendell Hayes. Hits the left side, and he gets very little yardage. So about the 25. And again, as you can hear in the background, the fans are unhappy with the play selection.
Rick, that defensive line of Miami's is tired, but I'll tell you, they may look like they're all but dragging when they go back after the play. But when that ball is snapped, they really come to life.
They've been running at Dunaway all afternoon, and they haven't been able to make a penetration to any great extent over his side. It'll be third down and 3. The ball for the Chiefs at their 25-yard line. Right, splits left, Taylor to the near side. Of the eye, Hayes and Podolak in behind Dawson. And we got the officials blowing a whistle. They want to interchange footballs, which they do just to keep a fresh ball in the ball game. That ball gets a little sweaty, perhaps a little damp from the perspiration from the players. Now we're ready to go. We got that full house backfield with the tight end back there. Dawson looks right, throws left. Wright's got it, gives a hook step to 30, and is belted out of bounds at the 35-yard line on the far side of the field. That is good for a first down. He slanted out to Wright, tried to hook around the corner, and Anderson came up and hit him and knocked him out of bounds. So they'll put the ball in play as the Chiefs pick up a first down at their 35-yard line. We're in the third period with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. The Dolphins out in front by a score of 20-0. And this defense has been great. Greasy has been given excellent field position, and just about every time he's had it, he has scored. All right, we got 3 wide receivers out this time. Here's Dawson spreading the defense, completes an out pass to Podolak across the 40, and he gets out to about the 43-yard line. Podolak, the receiver, knocked down by cornerback Curtis Johnson as Dawson starts to go to the short pass. Nickel and diming. He's about a yard shy of a first down. Podolak just set out there as a flare man, caught the ball and was hit, fell forward for a 9-yard gain. We'll pause here for station identification on the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
Drive a new and different car every 6 months. William Lehman Leasing makes it possible. Call William Lehman Leasing for details.
WIOD Miami.
2nd and 1. Here's the handoff to Hayes. He barrels his way in across the left side and squirts through to the 48-yard line for the first down. Jack Rudney, center, Ed Buddy, the left guard. Open the hole for him. Vern Denherter, defensive end for the Dolphins, made the stop. The ball at the Chiefs' 48-yard line now as Dawson has one of his better drives of the afternoon going. With 5 minutes and 49 seconds left to play in this third quarter, the Dolphins with a 20-0 lead. First down for the Chiefs. The ball up there, actually closer to the 47. We'll call it the 47. Taylor and Wright, the wide receiver split. Hayes and Podolak in the eye behind Dawson. Dawson play fake, swings the screen out to Podolak on the near side. 45, gets to the 50, and that's all. They were waiting for it. Manny Fernandez diagnosed the play, perfectly drifted over and dropped Podolak after a gain of only about 3 yards. With Dawson going to the screen, his favorite weapon in that Christmas Day game last year. Picks up 3. It'll be a second down, and we'll call it 7 for the Chiefs. The ball at the midfield stripe. 5 minutes, 9 seconds to play in period number 3. Bob Matheson comes in on defense, and the Dolphins prevent as Dunaway comes out. Dolphins with a 20-0 lead. Second down and 7. Chiefs from the 50-yard line. They set Taylor and Wright both as wide men off to the far side. In the eye, Hayes and Podolak in behind Dawson. Second down, 7 from the 50-yard line. Here's Dawson, hands off to Podolak. He is going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he loses a yard. Trying to hit the middle at the 49. That was designed to be a trap or a draw, and it just didn't work out that way. Nick Bolicani and Colin really scissored him. So he loses a yard. Back to the Chiefs' 49-yard line, and it's third down and 8. The ball back at the Chiefs' 49. Clock moving with 4:22 left to go in this third quarter. The Dolphins permitted only 33 yards passing in that first half to Len Dawson. Out of the huddle they come. Right to the far side. Taylor to the near side. Split back to Podolak and Hayes. Dropping straight back as Dawson gets a great rush. Fires the middle. It is caught by Otis Taylor at the 32, 30, down to the 27-yard line. Jake Scott made the tackle on the play, and Taylor carried him for a couple of yards. He's a big receiver, 6'3", 215, and the fans come to life. A great rush, and Dawson, under extreme pressure, got the pass away for Taylor, the first down at the Dolphins' 27.
And you talk about splitting those seams, Rick. That's exactly what Taylor did on that. He split that seam in between Scott and Anderson, right in between them.
24 yards on the pass completion from Dawson to Otis Taylor, and that's the long one as far as they are concerned this afternoon, the Chiefs. Wright and Taylor split off the left side. First down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line. Dawson has his ball club on the move. Spins, hands off to Hayes. Tries to thread through the left side, gets to the 25, and that's all. That hole closed in a hurry. Just a 2-yard pickup. Mike Collins was the man who made the contact.
And Jim Dunaway, right down there in the bottom, Rick, you're talking about his coming around. He really came around on that one. He made the tackle right there at the bottom, had both those legs wrapped around him.
They've tried to go after him all afternoon, and they haven't not had too much success with Hayes carrying the ball. The ball at the Dolphins' 25 is second down and 8. Clock moving with 2 minutes, 49 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Dolphins leading 20-0. But this is the most serious threat that the Chiefs have posed this afternoon. Wright splits to the far side, Taylor to the near side. Now Podolak sets as a slot man left. Hayes in behind Dawson. Second and 8 from the Dolphins' 25. Here's the play action, and Dawson is caught. Gets away, and he has to eat it back at the 35. He was caught first by Dunaway, and then Denherter came in and put the icing on the cake. And let's see what they're going to mark it. At the 33, back at the 33-yard line. Dunaway did a great job of rushing the passer that time. An 8-yard loss puts the ball back to the Dolphins' 33. It'll be third down and 16 coming up now.
This is the one thing we've been looking for the entire preseason, Rick, for somebody to really rush that passer. And boy, I'll tell you, Don Shula's got to be pleased with what Dunaway's doing here today.
That's the second time they've gotten to Dawson this afternoon He was gotten to in the preseason game with the Colts by the Colts defense 7 times, 5 of those times by Hilton, who came in across Tyrer, the left tackle. All right, the ball back to Dolphins' 33-yard line. A 3rd down and 16. Right, left, and Taylor to the near side. Back to throw. Goes Dawson. He sets up in the pocket. Going to scramble. Throws the ball. It is incomplete. He was dropped, hit around the ankles just he got the pass away. The ball was thrown into the ground. Hayes was an eligible receiver up there, but it was thrown into the ground. He had no chance to get the football. Vern Denherter is the man who got to him. What a game this youngster has played. Just two years of pro from Central Iowa, the Dolphins starting defensive left end. And so that forces a field goal situation. Dawson will hold for Stenerud. It'll be a 40-yard attempt. He'll be kicking to the west end. 2 minutes exactly left to play in the 3rd quarter. Dolphins lead 20-0. Waiting for the snap. John missed one earlier, 57 yards. Snap set down. He had one blocked too. The kick is up. He's got the distance. It's good. So the Chiefs finally get on the board. With 1:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dolphin football action continues from Kansas City with a score. Our Dolphins 20 and Kansas City 3. Rick Weaver along with Lou Quickmer and Henry Barrow back at Kansas City. 40-yard field goal by Stenerud culminating an 82-yard drive in 12 plays. 1:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Dolphins lead 20-3. Here's Henry.
This defense is boiling mad. They wanted a shutout, and they're upset.
All right, Charlie Lee, Mercury Morris back to receive Stenerud's kickoff. He gets it high, and it's a deep one. Back into the end zone goes Mercury Morris. He will down it. There will be no run back, and the Dolphins will bring it out on the touchback, put it in play at our 20-yard line. 40-yard field goal by Stenerud. The Dolphins defense, however, Henry, would have to be extremely proud of keeping this ball club out of the end zone. And even though I know they wanted the shutout, they have not permitted a touchdown yet this afternoon. Greasy, the quarterback. Morris and Zonka will be the running backs. Warfield and Briscoe will be the wide receivers. They've gone all the way. Marv Fleming, the tight end. Dolphins first down from our 20-yard line. Moving from our right to our left for this 3rd quarter. What remains of it, 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Zonka and Morris, the split backs, in behind Greasy from our 20-yard line. Greasy, long count at the line of scrimmage. Warfield has to reset after moving. Handoff to Zonka. Sweep to the right, cuts back to his left. Dragging tacklers with him out to the 25-yard line. Larry Zonka behind Larry Little. And Norm Evans, the tackle by the middle linebacker, Willie Lanier. Greasy would now like to get a long drive started and just play his type of ball game. Ball control, run, short pass, and kind of lull him to sleep. Keep control of that football. Time becoming a factor now. 1:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 5. Dolphins with a 20-3 lead. Have the ball at our 25-yard line. Briscoe far side, Warfield to the near side. Morris and Zonka are split in behind Greasy. Here's Greasy, hand off to Morris. Draw play, big hole, left side. Cross the 30 out to the 35-yard line. On the delay, Mercury Morris with a good block up front from Wayne Moore. Gets it out to the 35, and there we have a first down. The tackle by linebacker Jim Lynch along with Bobby Bell. Mercury Morris picks up a first down out to the 35-yard line. 51 seconds left to go in his 3rd quarter.
This is exactly the way that Bob Greasy liked to run this. All the way down and just grind it out on the ground. 10 yards at a crack.
Briscoe splits to the far side. Warfield to the near side. Zonka and Morris and an eye. First down, Dolphins from our 35. Greasy spins, hands off. Morris on the draw. On the counter, hits the right side and gets out to about the 39. Bobby Bell reacting from the linebacker spot along with Willie Lanier. These two guys have made a lot of tackles for this Kansas City team. The Dolphins front line have really handled Culp and Buchanan, the 2 big guys, and Aaron Brown this afternoon. It'll be a 2nd down and 6. Dolphins ball at our 39-yard line. 13 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Dolphins with a 20-3 lead. They may get this one off, and they may not. Greasy brings them out of the huddle. Briscoe goes to the far side. Warfield splits to the near side. Morris and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. They will not get the play off. There's the gun. That's the end of the 3rd period. Dolphin football action will continue from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City with a score. Our Dolphins 20 and Kansas City 3. And Morris has unofficially a rushing average of 4.6 this afternoon. He has been the leading ball carrier. He and Zonka have been used almost principally, and the kick has seen some action. Out of the huddle they come now. Ball at our 39. 2nd and 6. Warfield spread to the far side. Dolphins moving to our right toward the east end of the field for this final period. Leading 20-3. Greasy on the first play. Hands to Morris. Sweep to the left behind Little. Gets the corner turn. 40, 45. Outside of the 50. And down into Chiefs territory. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Goes Mercury Morris. And Larry Little is the man who sprung him loose and allowed him to turn the corner. Mike Sensabaugh, the free safety, makes the tackle. And Morris gets the first down. Back into Chiefs territory at the 45. This Dolphin offense, along with the defense, has been great this afternoon. Just a real championship, well-prepared effort.
Rick, and we were talking about conditioning. When they came back to the huddle there, Fiddle is just getting everybody charged up. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, Warfield spread far side, Briscoe near side. Zonka and Morris split backs, then behind Greasy. First down at the Chiefs' 45-yard line. Bob on the snap, spins, hands to Zonk, sweep to the right, cuts back to the left, and barrels his way to the 41. I think they're going to say that his knee hit the ground at the 42. The tackle by Willie Lanier. Gain of 3, it'll be second down and 7. The Dolphins had a strange quirk from the schedule makers. 3 of the first 4 games are on the road, and 3 of the first 4 games against the Kansas City Chiefs, against the Minnesota Vikings, and against the New York Jets with Joe Namath back this year. The only home game out of the first 4, Houston next week. And the figuring is if we can win 3 out of that first 4, we'll be in good shape. The ball at the Chiefs' 42. Second down and 7. Greasy hands off. Zonka, quick trap in the middle. Barrels his way inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Willie Lanier and Aaron Brown in on the stop. The Dolphins' offensive line has been able to maneuver perhaps one of the toughest defensive organizations in professional football almost at will this afternoon.
And that's a perfect example, that block that Jim Lang just threw on Buck Buchanan. Just took him out of the play completely. There's no way that he could get near the runner.
Third down and 3. Dolphin football at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. Greasy with the ball control game here in the second half, leading 20-3. 13:38 left to play. Warfield splits left, Briscoe to the near side. Kick now in there with Zonka as the running back. People start jumping all over the place. Greasy again with a long count at the line of scrimmage, and flags go down. Now, perhaps this time, I didn't see any contact made. It'll be against the Dolphins. That's what it's going to be called. 5-yard penalty against Miami. Moves the ball back from the Chiefs' 38 to the Kansas City 43. Illegal procedure, which covers a multitude of sins. 13:31 left to go in the ball game. Dolphins with the football. A third down and 8 situation from the Chiefs' 43. Dolphins lead 20-3. Airtime next week along this Dolphin network for the home opener against the Houston Oilers in the Orange Bowl, 12:50. WIOD in Miami, the originating station. Briscoe splits near side. Warfield to the far side. Kick and Zonka, the split backs behind Greasy. Greasy on the snap. Drops the throw. He's firing for Warfield down the far side. Knocked away by Emma Thomas, who had him covered like a blanket at about the 23-yard line. Greasy had no reservations about where he was going to throw that time. Hit Warfield on the fly down the sideline, and Thomas stayed with him. So Thomas breaks up what could have been a scoring play, and Upermian comes in, and we'll get a field goal attempt, a 50-yarder. Henry?
Don Shula a little amazed that Garrow went out on that long one, said punting, and then Garrow said, I can do it.
All right, we'll see. Morrow will hold. Upermian with a couple of field goals, one of 47 yards already. This one from 57, and has another at 15. This is a 50-yard attempt. Snap, set down. Kick is up. He's got the distance, and it is short. In the end zone at the goal line, taken by Marshall out across the 10 to the 15, knocked down at the 17. Garrow, that snap was a little bit high, and Morrow had to take it down a little bit. 17-yard return by Marshall, and so the Chiefs will try to put the ball in motion and get a score out of this. Officials call a timeout with 13:11 to play. Dolphin football action continues from Kansas City with a score. The Dolphins 20 and the Chiefs 3. All right, ready to go. Chiefs ball at their 18. Dawson on first down. Play action, fakes the handoff. Going to be hit. Fires the pass. 40 fumbles the ball. I believe the Dolphins have got it at the Chiefs 42. If they rule it, they do. They rule it a completed forward pass and a recovered fumble. And Taylor was really cracked, lost the ball, and Jake Scott again comes up with it for the Dolphins.
And on top of that, Rick, down here around the 10-yard line, Len Dawson going off that field mighty slow. Bill Stanfield really racked him up.
All right, the Dolphins defense comes up with the football again. Again, good field position with a first down at the Chiefs' 42-yard line on that recovered fumble. Jake Scott is the man recorded as coming up with it. That's the second fumble recovery, and he has a pass interception for himself this afternoon. Pretty good for a guy with a sore neck. Here's Warfield splitting to the far side, Briscoe to the near side. Morris and Zonka, the split back behind Greasy. First down from the Chiefs' 42. Hand off to Mercury. He is cracked at the line of scrimmage, trying to come across right guard and gets no place. Bobby Bell throws 228 pounds into him. So when that happens, you don't get very far. No gain, second down and 10. Garrow is 2 out of 4 this afternoon. Centerrood is 1 for 2 in the field goal department. And it's been a defensive battle. We have 12 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Next week at home against Houston, following week at Bloomington, Minnesota against the Vikings. The following week at Shea Stadium in New York against Joe Namath and the Jets. Second down and 10. Dolphins from the Chiefs' 42-yard line. Greasy up under center, barks the signals, waits for the snap. Here it is, handoff to Morris, sweep to the left. He cuts back to his right, falls down. He can still run with the ball. He gets up, and he might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage, which was a 42. He slipped as his feet went out from under him as he tried to make his cut back to his right. And since the man is not officially tackled, he can't get up and run again. And the Chiefs hesitated a moment, and he did get back to the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, he lost a couple of yards. Lynch and Lanier fell on top of him. Third down and 10. And this Chiefs defense is really stiffened here in the last couple of series. Ball at the Chiefs' 42-yard line. Dolphins with a 20-3 lead. 11 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the ball game. The Dolphins arrive back at Miami International Airport tonight at approximately 11 o'clock. Warfield splits to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Zonka slot right. Morris, a step back behind Greasy. Greasy drops the throw. Being rushed, stays in the pocket. Flag down. He fires. Briscoe can't get it. He was held up downfield by Marcellus, but there's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. And Greasy had a good rush on him. Got the pass away. We got a clipping call against Miami. Walking from behind, apparently in the pass protection, you have a certain area, a couple of yards around that line of scrimmage where clipping is legal, but Greasy had to fight his way out of the pocket and stay in there and try to get the pass away. An indication of how dejected the situation might be for Kansas City now, and the heat and everything is Big Bobby Bell, number 78, with his helmet off, just walking around, and the officials are trying to get a determination here as to where the ball will be placed down as a result of this infraction. They mark it back at the Dolphins' 43-yard line, and the call is a personal foul, clipping against Miami.
Third and 25.
So it'll be third down and 25 yards to go. Third and long yardage for Greasy. Bob in the preseason and in this ball game has had very good success with the third and long yardage situations. Let's see what he comes up with now. 11 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Dolphins lead 20-3. Warfield splits to the far side. Briscoe comes to the near side. Morris, Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy. Third and 25 from our 43-yard line. Here is the handoff, and a flag goes down as Zonka rams over right tackle, gets to the 45-yard line. Curly Culp is the man who tripped him up, but there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage, and we'll see what this is about. As the officials are grouping together, we get a holding call this time on Miami, and we're losing what started out to be good field position. The Chiefs 42, and penalties have set us back here, and the Chiefs certainly will elect to take this one. Instead of a third down and 25, it'll be a third down and 40. The ball all the way back to the Dolphins' 28-yard line. Holding call against the Dolphins. And this is an example of how much pressure the Chiefs defense is now exerting. Third down and 40. Dolphins ball back at our 28. This drive started at the Chiefs' 42, and we've gone progressively backwards. All right, the Dolphins come out of the huddle. Warfield splits to the far side, Briscoe to the near side. Zonka and Morris, the split backs, in behind Greasy. Got to get the ball all the way down to the Chiefs' 32-yard line for a first down. Greasy up under center, hands to Morris, sweep to the left side, turns the corner. He's at the 30-yard line and ridden out of bounds on the far side of the field at about the 33 or the 34 by Willie Lanier, and safety man Mike Sensabaugh. So that brings up a fourth down punting situation, and Seipel comes in. In the first half, Larry kicked twice for an average of 48 yards. He's had a magnificent afternoon punting the football. The line of scrimmage will be the Dolphins' 34, and Podolak and Larry Marshall the back as the deep man to receive the punt. Marshall number 22, Podolak 14. Podolak off to the far side, Marshall to the near side. Seipel will stand back at the Dolphins' 19-yard line. 10 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Dolphins with a 20-3 lead. Here's the snap a little bit high. He gets a good rush. He gets off a short, wobbly kick. It'll bounce. Touched by a Dolphin. Back upfield, and it's going to be down back inside the 35 at the 34. The officials saw that the ball had been down back upfield, touched inadvertently by a member of the Dolphins, coverage team back upfield, and so they put on a good rush that time. 30-yard punt, and we get a timeout on the field. 10:15 left to go. Dolphin football action continues in just a minute. The score are Dolphins 20 and the Chiefs 3. Rick Weaver back at Kansas City. A 30-yard punt. Seipel had to get that ball high to get it over the rush of defensive player Bob Stein, and the Chiefs come up with excellent field position. A first down at their 44-yard line. Taylor and Wright, the wide receivers. Dawson drops on first down to throw. Fakes left, pumps right. He hits Podolak on the screen at the 40, cuts outside to the 45, breaks the tackle at the 50, driving, digging, and finally ridden out of bounds by Manny Fernandez on the far side of the field in Dolphin territory at the 45-yard line. Ed Podolak on one of the famous Dawson screens. That's good for a first down for the Chiefs at the Dolphin 45-yard line. The attendance today, 79,829. The new record, the old one, 79,592 against Dallas. This is the 15th consecutive sellout crowd that the Dolphins have played in front of. 79,829. First down, Chiefs at the Dolphin 45. Time becoming a factor. 10 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the ballgame. Dolphins lead 20-3. Stacked full house backfield. Here is Dawson dropping the throw. Looks left. He fires right. The screen again. Podolak's got it at the 50. Grabbed by the shirt. And he has really cracked over there by Doug Swift at the 46-yard line. He might have lost a yard, even more than that, as the Dolphins were waiting for it on that particular situation.
Rick, that's excellent defense by Tim Foley over there. Tim Foley was blocked. It looked like there's no way that he could get near that ball carrier. But he just stuck out, held on to that shirt until he got help from the other boys and didn't get anywhere on the play.
All right, they did lose a yard. The ball at the Dolphins 46, second down 11. Dunaway out. Matheson in on the prevent defense. The adjustment. Taylor splits right to the near side. Here is Dawson dropping back to throw. The pass protection breaks down. Matheson got him. He got away from him. The pass is thrown to right, incomplete. He was hit just as the ball got there by Doug Swift at the 35. Matheson had him back in Chiefs territory, but couldn't hold on to him. He got the pass away, but it was incomplete. So it'll be a third down. And 11. Chiefs ball at the Dolphins 46. This has been the name of the game today, defense. Jake Scott has had a couple of fumble recoveries, a pass intercepted. Mike Cohen picked off a pass. Mike Sensabaugh picked one off for the Chiefs. Dolphins have not permitted Dawson to throw long. Third down and 11. The ball at the Dolphins 46-yard line. 9 minutes, 18 seconds showing on the board. Left to play. Dolphins lead 20-3. Here's Dawson, third down, dropping straight back to throw. He's set. Now he's going to be rushed. He is caught and thrown for a loss back at the Chiefs' 40-yard line. And the guy who got him is Vern Denherter, the big second-year defensive end from Central of Iowa. 6'6" and 250. And Dawson has put it down back at the Chiefs' 41. A loss of 12 yards as this Dolphin pass rush has been great. Henry?
You don't really expect to see the defense get the quarterback when they've got 5 defensive backs in either.
All right, Gerald Wilson in the punt now on fourth down. He'll stand back at the Chiefs 25. The line of scrimmage, the Chiefs 41. Charlie Lee and Dick Anderson back. Leave the deep man. Back at the 10-yard line. Here is the snap to Wilson. He has time. He bowls a tremendously high and long spiral. It goes back into the end zone, out of the end zone for the touchback. Boy, he really got the toe into that one. 59 yards, 60 yards on that punt. So the Dolphins will start and hope to hold on to the football and perhaps get into the end zone again from their 20-yard line. There is a timeout on the field with 9:05 left to play. Dolphin football action will continue in a minute. The score are Dolphins 20 and Kansas City 3. Okay, Rick Weaver along with Henry Barrow and Lou Creekmer back at Kansas City. Dolphins lead 20-3. First down at our 20-yard line. Jim Kick and Larry Zonka are the I formation backs behind Greasy. Briscoe splits off the right side. Dolphins from our 20, leading 20-3. Greasy pitches out the kick, trying to sweep the left side. Gets the corner turn, is caught, and gets only a couple of yards as he was dragged down by Lanier, who has done a great job in the middle linebacker spot at about the 22-yard line. A gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8. Time and field position, as far as the Dolphins are concerned, ball control. Time and ball control are the big factors now for Miami, with 8 minutes and 42 seconds left to go. Dolphins who came to play, and the Chiefs were favorites, but we have the lead here, 20-3. This has not been a replay, anything but that great ball game at Christmas last year here. The Dolphins have been in command. Greasy with a second and 8 from our 22-yard line. Here's the handoff to Kick, trying to get outside, and he does not get the right side end turn. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Curly Culp and Bobby Bell, tackle and linebacker respectively, makes the stop on the play. No gain. The last couple of offensive sequences, the Dolphins have not been able to pick up any yardage against this Kansas City defense. It'll be third down and 8. Dolphins ball at our 22-yard line. We're inside the 8-minute mark now. 7 minutes and 56 seconds left to go. Dolphins with a 20-3 lead. At home next week, 12:50 airtime on these Dolphin Network stations and WIOD in Miami. For the Houston Oilers. Briscoe to the near side. Warfield switch to the far side. Chick and Zonka. In behind Greasy. 3rd down and 8. Dolphins from our 22-yard line. Here's the handoff. Zonka. Big hole. He's across the 30. Runs over a tackler at the 35 and is out to the 39-yard line. Holy Toledo. What a hole they had for him that time. Mike Sensabaugh and Jim Kearney make the stop on the play, but Big Zonk rambles. He had a hole big enough that time for a herd of hogs to run through and not touch either side. That's what we used to call a bow-legged hole. The ball at the 39-yard line in Dolphins territory with a first down. 7 minutes, 12 seconds left to play. The Dolphins have maintained control of the football. Warfield switched to the far side. Briscoe to the near side. Zonka and Chick to split backs behind Greasy. From our 39 on first down, long count by Bob. He hands off to Zonk, cuts outside, turns the corner at the 40, and is wrapped up across the 45 at the 46-yard line. A 7-yard scamper. Wilbur Young, 285-pound defensive end, makes the tackle for Kansas City. And Howard Twilley has come into the Dolphins offensive alignment now for the first time this afternoon. The veteran 7-year wide receiver from Tulsa who played such a big part for this ball club in the drive for the Super Bowl last year, replacing Briscoe. Twilley coming off a severe hamstring pull, which has injured his work throughout the preseason. Warfield splits left and Twilley to the near side. 2nd down and about 2.5. Dolphins ball at our 46.5-yard line. Zonka and Chick in behind Greasy. Greasy hands the kick. Finds an opening on the left side. He's got the first down, being ridden to the ground over on the far side of the field, but he gets to about the 49, maybe the 50-yard line. Lanier, Lynch, Kearney, all in on the stop. They put the ball down at the 50. The Dolphins ball control now beginning to pay off. The first down is achieved. We have good field position at the 50-yard line, and we'll pause here for station identification on the Dolphins Football Network.
Your best bet for a beautiful Buick is at William Lehman Buick, the dealer you can believe in. William Lehman Buick, 163rd Street in North Miami Beach.
WIOD Miami.
Ready to go. Greasy up under center. Zonka and Chick in the eye. Here's the handoff. Trap. Zonka hits the middle. Bounces off tacklers. 45, 40, inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Goes the human battering ram. Larry Zonka, the 5-year veteran who plays hurt, who plays well, but always plays sensationally. Mike Sensabaugh makes the tackle on the play. That is good for another Dolphin first down, and Otto Stowe, the 2nd-year veteran from Iowa State. The Dolphins' biggest wide receiver comes in, replaces Warfield. So we have Twilley and Stowe at the wide receiver spot. First down, Dolphins at the Chiefs' 37-yard line. Out of the huddle they come. Stowe splits left, and Twilley to the near side. Chick and Zonka remain the running backs in behind Greasy. Bob just chewing up the clock and chewing up yardage here. Here's the handoff. Kick, pounds the left side, drags the tackler with him inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the ball game. The Dolphins lead 20-3.
Rick, you're talking about Larry Zonka playing hurt. He's got blood all over the front of his uniform. Looks like it's all coming off that elbow. This tartan turf must take the skin off just the same as polyturf.
4 minutes, 17 seconds left to play. The Dolphins, under Gracie's direction, just chewing up the yardage in the clock. Stowe splits left, Twilley to the near side. Chick and Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy from the Chiefs' 35-yard line. Greasy hands the kick, tries to get outside, hurdles over his own blocker, now comes back to the near side and is thrown for a loss back to the 39-yard line. The play was jammed up as Kansas City's defense made a penetration, and Chick had to hurdle his own blocking. And he saw there was no opening on the far side of the field, ran laterally back to the near side, and Curly Culp dropped him back at the Chiefs' 39.
When they talk about great linebackers, that man over the middle, Willie Lanier, he's the one that messed it all up. He penetrated there, took Little with him, and there was no way that you could really run the play around to the left side. This is why Kick suddenly decided to come around to the right.
3rd down, 12. Dolphins ball at the Chiefs' 39. 3:30 left to go. Dolphins lead 20-3. Half this stadium, which was filled to 80,000 today, has emptied. So splits left. Twilley to the near side. Chick and Zonka in behind Greasy from the Chiefs' 39. Here's the handoff, counter play. Zonka booms his way through the left side and gets to the 36. A gain of about 3 before Aaron Brown, a defensive right end, makes the tackle, and here comes Garrow's field goal team on. Garrow 2 for 4 this afternoon on a 47-yarder and a 15-yarder. He has missed from a distance of 57 and also 50 yards. And the ball is put down at the Chiefs' 36. Morrow will hold. It'll be a 43-yard attempt. Henry?
Rick, you mentioned that blood on Larry Zonka's elbow. A lot of it's from one of the Chiefs.
All right, waiting for the snap. A 43-yard attempt. Snap, set down. The kick is up. He has the distance. And it's no good. He hooked it off to the right side. So Garrow, very disgusted with himself, That 43-yard field goal attempt, no good, off to the right side, and the Chiefs will ball and play at their 20-yard line with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left to go. Zonka has gone over the 100-yard mark, and that is the 7th time. This is unofficial, that Larry has rushed for over 100 yards. We get a timeout on the field, and since we are caught up with our commercial breaks here, we'll keep it here with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left to play. In this contest, the Dolphins with a 20-3 lead. They have not been able to get on. The Chiefs have not been able to get on track against this Dolphins defense. Innumerable turnovers, pass interceptions, recovered fumbles, receivers running into each other. Dawson has had a bad afternoon trying to throw the football, and it has not been an auspicious debut for this Kansas City team. It has been for the Dolphins, and it has been in an area where there has been a lot of concern, and that's defense, particularly pass defense and rushing the passer. We have gotten to Dawson unofficially 3 times this afternoon. So it's been a very pleasant way to open the season for our Miami Ball Club. A beautiful afternoon, although very warm for the players. But a magnificent stadium here, and the Kansas City fans have every reason to be proud of this, although they might not be too happy with the performance of their football team right now. We have word that Larry Zonka unofficially has rushed for 100 yards or over, and this is the 7th time in his career. And that's quite an accomplishment against one of the great defensive units in football. All right, the Chiefs ready to go to work with 2:41 to play. They trail 20-3. Wright and Taylor are split off the right side. Here's Dawson faking the handoff, tries to pass up the near side. It is caught by Willie Frazier, the tight end, a fine catch, and out of bounds along the near sideline at the 35. And Dawson is injured. He was cracked and hit hard.
Manny Fernandez came in there, looked as if no one had actually touched Manny. Came in like a freight train and just unloaded on Len Dawson.
The scoreboard here says that Zonka has about 120 yards. I don't know whether that thing is to be trusted or not. Anyway, Dawson was really cracked back there, and the pass completion to the tight end, Willie Frazier, for 15 yards, and the Chiefs have a first down at their 35. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. He got out of bounds, so that stops the clock. 2:36 left to play. Dawson, who has been hit thousands of times in his illustrious career, ready to perform. And Podolak playing in a receiver. Now Dawson back to throw, has to scramble. He is hit and dropped by Manny Fernandez. Matheson also after him, along with Denherter. That is the 4th time unofficially that the Chiefs have not protected the passer. Henry?
Rick, down here, the offense is really cheering this defense, especially when they get to Lenny Dawson. There's a whole lot of chatter going on. I think now they're beginning to relax a little, realize they've got this ball game all wrapped up. Larry Zonka saw that yardage that he picked up, and even with all his aches and pains, managed to smile.
7-yard loss. Back to the 28-yard line in Chiefs territory. It'll be a 2nd down and 17.
Rick, it's really surprising that here in the 4th quarter you're still getting all this pressure from this defensive line on Dawson.
Jeff Kinney, the rookie from Nebraska, is now a running back spot. Here's the handoff to Kinney. Threads his way through a hole in the middle, gets across the 30 out to the 34. They've been running Podolak as a wide receiver to the left side. Wright and Taylor split to the far side these last couple of plays, and Kinney is the only running back there. He got about 6. It'll be 3rd down and 11. As the 2-minute warning is sounded, 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. Dolphin football action will continue in just a moment. The score are Dolphins 20 and the Chiefs 3. Rick Weaver, Luke Rickmer, and Henry Barrow back at Kansas City, Missouri. The Chiefs, with 2 minutes to play, have a 3rd and 11 at their 4. The Dolphins have this one won by a margin at the present time of 20-3. Zonka has 120 yards, and he's picked up 78 yards of them rushing here in this second half. 120 yards on the ground for Larry, the 7th time he's gone over 100 yards in his career. Dawson spreading out, goes back to throw. He has time, fires the middle. Otis Taylor's got it at the 50, and he's dropped immediately by Collins at the Dolphins' 49. They just have not given up that long pass this afternoon, and the Chiefs call a timeout. The officials are motioning that there is a timeout, whether it's on them or on the Chiefs remains to be seen. 18 yards on the pass completion from Dawson to Otis Taylor. Nick Molicani is out of the ball game, and Mike Cullen is coming in for the Dolphins. Clock is stopped on the timeout. It's charged to the Chiefs with 1:52 left to play. It's a 20-3 ball game. Dolphins next week for our Florida network stations, the folks listening on WIOD. Home opener, Houston Oilers. Tickets available at the Yankee Stadium in Fort Lauderdale and at the Orange Bowl at Gate 14. Airtime on these stations at 12:50. And the following week, against the ferocious Purple People Eaters up at Minnesota, a team that we came from behind last week to nip. The final preseason game. Of course, they played without Eller and Page, but we played without Kuchenberg, Riley, and a lot of other people. The Dolphins beat them 21-19. And the following week, against Joe Namath, Joe Willie, and the Jet Gang at Shea Stadium in New York. And the Dolphins return home on the 15th to perform against a vastly improved team, the San Diego Chargers. They've made more deals than George Allen this year. Taylor, Frazier, Wright, Podolak are all spread out. Kinney is in behind Dawson as he goes back to throw. Swings out a middle screen. Kinney can't hold it. Right up the middle. And he had to look back and reach back to get the ball. Dropped it at the 44. It's incomplete. That stops the clock with 1:46 to go. A 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs. The ball at the Dolphins' 49-yard line. This will be a happy ride home, and we certainly hope that all of you folks listening this afternoon, if you weren't before, have turned into Dolphins fans. This is a great young ball club. Dennis Homan has come in replacing Frazier, so now they've gone to the 3 wide receiver concept. Homan had been put on waivers, and then they just got him back the other day. He's a 5-year veteran from Alabama as a wide receiver. This Dolphin defense hasn't let Dawson or his teammates do anything this afternoon. This was an area in which there was some concern before the season began. Dawson drops to throw. Again, here comes the rush. He fires the middle. It is thrown behind the receiver. Homan, incomplete. Was broken up back there by linebacker Doug Swift at the Dolphins' 40-yard line. Dawson got a rush, and he threw the ball in behind the receivers. So that stops the clock with 1:42 left to go. And a 3rd down and 10 for the Chiefs at the Dolphins' 49-yard line.
Rick, with this lead and just this much time to go, Manny Fernandez, Bill Stanfeld, and Ben Herter are having a lot of fun down there, looping and tricking around. You're in a prevent defense right here, and it's just the idea. You try to get some pressure on Dawson. You don't really figure on throwing from any loss, but they're having a lot of fun right now, feeling they've got a win on the way.
The Dolphins have dominated this ball game. Whether the statistics will show it in all areas remains to be seen, but in most of them, it will be shown. And they played their ball game. Dawson back to throw, getting the rush again. Sets up, he fires. It is caught by Elmo Wright at the 38. Takes off a tackler, coming back to the near side. He's knocked down at the Dolphins' 35, and he is about to lose his head. He was clotheslined that time. Tackled by Vern Denherter, who really let him have it. And that is good for a Chiefs 1st down to the Dolphins' 35-yard line. We get another timeout called by the Chiefs to stop the clock with 1 minute and 31 seconds left to play.
And Rick, with just a 3-man rush, we had all 3 of them. We had Fernandez, we had Stanfield, and we had Denherter, all on top of Dawson as he let the ball go. When he let that ball go, he didn't have a second left before he was hit by those 3 defensive linemen.
The story of this ball game has been the defense has given the offense field position, and Greasy has been able to control the football and to ram it down their throats and to score. Dolphins have scored 2 touchdowns, both of which were keyed off errors attributed to the Chiefs, one on a pass interception by Scott, and then Zonka scored the touchdown on a 1-yard plunge following a Warfield reception of a Greasy pass. But in the first period of the ball game, Scott recovered a fumble. Greasy took the ball club 56 yards in 7 plays, hit Briscoe with a 14-yard touchdown pass, and Upremian has field goals of 47 and 15 yards. The only score by the Chiefs, a 40-yarder by Jan Stenerud. And they haven't come close to getting a touchdown. 1 minute and 31 seconds left to go. Time is back in. Dawson talking to his teammates in the huddle. They use that backward open face huddle. Homan and Taylor split off to the far side. Kinney is in behind Dawson. We got Podolak and Wright split to the near side. 1st and 10 at the Dolphins' 35-yard line. Dawson back to throw. Gets the rush. Throws for Podolak, incomplete. Hook out to the near side at the 30-yard line, and the rush really forced his timing off, as the Dolphins unofficially have gotten to him 4 times and have harassed him numerous other times. He has had, I would say, rather poor protection, and that's the reason that we pointed out before the ball game started the statistic that we did. A little-known fact that the Chiefs' offense last year protected their passers to the extent that they were dropped 35 times. The Dolphins, on the other hand, had their quarterbacks last year dropped only 25 times. And you can't throw the football while you're on the seat of your pants, which is, I know, a corny thing to say, but it's true. 2nd down and 10, Chiefs ball, the Dolphins 35. Dawson drops the throw, fires, little flare pass, caught by Kinney at the 30 up the far sideline. The 25 takes the tackler, and he's out of bounds at the 13 on the far side of the field, and we get a little pushing and shoving match. A flag is thrown by one of the officials back at the 11. Jake Scott is the man who ran him out, and Scott and Kinney went after each other on the far side of the field. This is good for a 1st down. 20-yard gain on the pass, completion, and run from Dawson to rookie Jeff Kinney, the big back from Nebraska. Now Otis Taylor is jumping all over the official. Down at the 11-yard line. Henry?
Hank Stram is over there in on it too, Rick.
A little shoving match after Kenny was run out of bounds and the flag was thrown by the official back under the goalpost away from that particular altercation. But we'll see what the call is and who it's against. They still have not made a determination. It's going to be against Kansas City, apparently. A personal foul is the initial indication. And it looks like it might have been called against Otis Taylor. So the officials have given us the personal foul indication against Kansas City. Henry?
Otis Taylor has left the field, and I don't know if he was taken out by the officials or if Hank Stram took him out to let his temper cool down.
Well, they put the ball down at the Dolphins 16. Now they pick it up and start to march off the personal foul assessment, and it sets it back to the Dolphins' 31-yard line. The penalty, of course, stops the clock with 1:18 to go. Personal foul is the indication. Personal foul against the Chiefs. And whether something happened along the sidelines over there after the man had gone out of bounds, that could have been what the personal foul call was. So they have a first down situation at the Dolphins' 31-yard line and 25 yards to go for a first down. Otis has been ejected from the ball game. Otis Taylor.
It's first and 25.
First and 25 at the Dolphins 31 for the Chiefs. We're running out of time here rather slowly. Dawson fires the sideline pass. Wright's got it at the 25, and he is driven backwards by Tim Foley. And that's about a 6-yard pickup. As Dawson, the quick out to Wright. He was hit immediately by Foley and contained at the 25. A gain of 6. It'll be second down and 19. The ball at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. The Dolphins had this one wrapped up as early as the end of the first half. They just had to play the second half to confirm it. Here's Dawson firing the short pass to the middle. Polak's got it. Cuts to his right, the 15. He's down inside the 10. A flag is thrown. Back at the 14-yard line. Polak caught the flat end of the middle and hooked himself at the 15 and got to about the 10-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. 15-yard gain on the pass completion from Dawson to Podolak. A clipping penalty against Kansas City. Boy, they have done everything in the books to hurt themselves this afternoon. They haven't done too much right. And the Dolphins have done just about everything right, capitalizing on Kansas City errors. So the clipping moves the ball back from the 15 to the 30-yard line, the point where it occurred, and Nick Monicati comes in, replacing Colin, the Dolphins defense. So now it's a second down and 24 for the Chiefs at the Dolphins 30. We still have 53 seconds showing on the clock.
Rick, I still think it goes with Kansas City today. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. And boy, they sure aren't.
That, Lou, would make a great song title. The ball at the Dolphins 30-yard line. The Chiefs, playing kick the can, have a second down and 24. And Holman splits right, and Wright comes left. They're back in the I formation again. Here's the handoff to Jeff Kinney, slams into the middle, gets down to the 25, the 24-yard line. Kinney is the man who is the ball carrier. Gets down to about the 24-yard line. A pickup of 6. It'll be third down and 18. And we have another timeout on the field as Dawson goes over to talk to Hank Stram. Field goal certainly won't do him any good. The Dolphins with a 20-3 lead, 47 seconds to go. They're just trying to save face right now, Lou. What do you do in this situation? Down 17 points, 47 seconds to go.
Well, Rick, I'll tell you, I think that Hank Strand is showing right here that he's going to have to start thinking about replacing some of these old-timers on this club. You like to go along and figure that, well, you're going to get your championship this year, you're going to get it next year. But all of a sudden, whether you want to face up to it or not, you've got to start rebuilding, and it looks like we may be in a rebuilding year, whether you like it or not, here in Kansas City.
All right, this is a ball club that handled the Dallas Cowboys in preseason. Granted, it was a preseason game, but they handled them. Henry?
I know one of Lou's favorite ball players is Jim Langer, who got his first regular season starting call today, and Langer just came by and said, wasn't this a whale of a ball game?
And we would have to agree with him. Certainly the Dolphins are ecstatic about getting by this one. There was a great deal of apprehension in both camps. Both camps figured this would be the toughest opening game that either could possibly conceive, and it's proven out to be that the Dolphins have won it on defense, on heads-up play, and the fact that we have been able to maintain ball control and get the ball at least through the uprights, if not touchdowns. We've scored twice on the 6-point margins this afternoon, but ball control, and there's contact made. Denherter jumps off, whether he was drawn off or not. Well, his last few minutes has been nothing but penalties, and it'll be offside defensively against the Dolphins. That'll set the ball down at the Dolphins' 19-yard line. Denherter was the man who made contact, and once you do, why, it's pretty much automatic. So let's see if we can evaluate what the situation is now. The Dolphins lead 20-3, 47 seconds to go. The Chiefs have been maneuvering back and forth between the Dolphins' 40 and 10-yard line for the last few minutes. Penalties have been a factor. They have it at the 19. It's third down and 13 yards to go for a first down. And they've got the spread formation in there with Kinney, the only man in behind Dawson. On the snap, Len drops the throw. He's being pursued. He fires. Caught in the middle by Kinney. He's down at the 10. He is dragged down at the 8-yard line, and the Dolphin defense determined to prevent a touchdown here. Almost got snookered. They picked up about 11 yards, and that is not going to be good enough for a first down. It's fourth down now. And about 2. Dawson looks to fire. He fires out to the far sideline, and going out of bounds with it at the reception is Dennis Holman, who just stood out there by himself, grabbed the ball at the 5, and stepped out of bounds. So they've got the first down, and they can continue this drive. That was a 4th and 2 situation, and Dawson went just a little out pattern to Holman on the far sideline. It's first and goal now at the Dolphins' 5 with 19 seconds. The clock is stopped, and Kansas City has used their timeout. So it's first and goal at the Dolphins' 5. The big question now is, can the Dolphin defense prevent a touchdown?
Rick, we ought to say something about the great job that Bob Lundy and his crew down at the bench have done today. They really have kept these athletes going, refreshed, throwing ice all over the man's head, keep them going.
Amen. All right, Dawson, first and goal from the 5 with just a few seconds remaining. Dawson, pitch out. Podolak, sweep to the right. He is hit at the 4-yard line and ridden out of bounds on the far side of the field. He may not have gotten that far. The play out of bounds stops the clock with 14 seconds left to go. Foley and Scott on the tackle. They put it down just across the 5, so he got about a half yard. It'll be second down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. For accuracy's sake, we'll call it the 4. And 14 seconds show on the board. Dolphin defense, with that flag going for them, did not want to permit even a score earlier, but they gave up a 40-yard field goal to Centerroot, and now they're trying to prevent a touchdown, which would really be an accomplishment in the opening game of the season against a team like this Kansas City ball club. From the 4-yard line, second down, play action, takes the handoff. Dawson loops to pass the end zone. All alone, Willie Frazier. He's got it for the touchdown. And there goes Warpaint for the second time this afternoon. He is the Indian pony, ridden by a young man of definite Indian ancestry, and is the team mascot. So they finally got on the board with 9 seconds to play with a touchdown as Dawson faked right, drew the defense over, and Frazier cutting across. The tight end was wide open, nobody within 10, 15 yards of him. All he had to do was catch it, and he did. An 80-yard drive, 16 plays with the pass 4 yards from Dawson to Willie Frazier. Centerroot tries the point. Dawson holds, kick is up, and it's good. 20-10 with 9 seconds left to play in the ball game, and that'll be only about enough time to get the kickoff underway. Dolphins had this one won with their defense in the first half, and I know that we can say this 100,000 times, but the assistant coaches do such a fine job. Bill Arnsparger has been concerned about his defense, particularly the pass defense, along with Don Shula and Mo Scarry and Tom Keene. But what a job these coaches did in getting this team ready for this ball game this afternoon. The only thing we have not seen is a 100-yard kickoff return by Charlie Lee, and he will get probably his last opportunity this afternoon to do that. Just 9 seconds to go. Chiefs got their first touchdown with 9 seconds remaining in the ball game, and it's a 20-10 score. To our Miami fans, we invite you to stay tuned on WIOD after this broadcast for our scoreboard show. And to the rest of the fans listening around the world and across the country, thank you for joining us. We'll look forward to the next time. All right, here's the whistle. Centerroot forward, low, split kick, hits an up man. Dick Anderson picked up back at the 14 by Charlie Lee, or Mercury Morris, the 20, 25, 30, up the near side. He is knocked off his feet at the 40. Fumble the football, and the Chiefs recovers.
At the Dolphins 43, Larry Marshall is the man who got it, but that's the end of the ball game. Berkeley Morris is the man who ran it out. A great return by Burke. But as he was hit, he fumbled the football. And the Chiefs recovered, but it is to no avail.
That's the story as the Dolphins win it and are off and flying toward a return trip to the Super Bowl. And you can't have an unbeaten season unless you win the first one. The final score, 20-10.